All right, what's up, gamers and gamettes? Does anyone have that? There's a picture of Mega Man Sprite comic Mega Man in a wheelchair saying gamers, what's up, gamers and gamettes? And I've always wanted that to open a stream with, but I can never find the dang image. Anyway, tonight's the night. We are here. We are queer. We are watching the amazing PragerU YouTube Poops playlist put together by our very own Ashoka Yoda, I believe, Necromancer in the Discord, but that's his YouTube name. You will address your teachers by their YouTube name, not their first names. So, hey Doc, hey Amir, hey everybody. So I've got a few wonderful treats. Let's just say, hypothetically, we were watching YouTube Poops. So I've got a few things before we get started here tonight. One, I don't know if Pecco is here yet. Pecco, sound off in the chat so I know if you're here. But Pecco sent, it's apparently been making rounds on the internets. So I haven't seen this yet. I assume it's some kind of deep fake of this man. Hello, liberals. Hello, liberals, indeed. If you had to choose between urine and feces, which would be the one? That's a tough question. I gotta go with urine for the portability. Urine, good taste, good taste. All right, so let's see what this is.
I don't know exactly how to have sex. I wasn't informed. I'm probably
good, this is good.
Wrong, no doubt. I owe some apologies for that, and I'm trying to learn. I don't have sex with girls. I'd rather die
girls?
than that. I might also just be gay, although who the hell knows in these increasingly strange ways. First, breasts.
I don't like that each one is a different one.
That doesn't exist, by the way. It's a serious disease. Delete.
Yes. Do delete, please. Thank you. I don't want to know the context behind that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. By the way, be the person the Sonic Adventure 2 score system thinks you are. All right, so this is some old classics and a bunch of new ones. I noticed that you slipped in the PragerU experience at the end by arthousepolitics. Those I love those. But we're about to start in just a second. I just wanted to post a couple of wonderful comments I got relating to my PragerU streams. Let's start with this one I got on this very stream. I used to come here for help with Tap Tap Fish. I used to really appreciative comments because I liked you a lot. It's saying you're an edgelord now. Feel free to delete that and pretend I never said it. I didn't delete it, buddy. I decided to put it on the goddamn stream because that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Guys, am I an edge? How edgy am I? Tell me in the chat exactly how edgy I am. I put a poll. It looks like Shadow the Hedgehog is winning. I'm so proud. Thank you so much. The funniest thing about that is I can't tell if he thinks like I'm like a conservative, like posting unironically like Ben Shapiro kind of edgelord, or if he's like, oh man, you can't be laughing at people's like. The thing about YouTube Poops, like it's absurdist humor. I really wouldn't call most of this edgy. But hey, Skylar Brown, thanks for the sub. Bradley Takata, welcome to the edgelord group. And then there's this other one. Oh wait, no. There's this other delightful one. This was on my PragerU YouTube Poops stream number 1. I just love that. Well, let me read the comment. Exactly what I would expect from PragerU YouTube Poop. Editing their political opponent like this shows who the actual dishonest group is. And I just love that he had to add an extra comment, and it's not PragerU. So there's so many things to point out here. Number A, he seems to think PragerU YouTube Poop is like a person. Like there's a group that makes these. Like there's a political activism group making PragerU YouTube Poops, which would be based as hell. So if anyone wants to make that happen, please. And this person seems to think that YouTube Poops are the same thing as deepfakes. Like someone is actually going to like present this video of Dennis Prager going urine and feces and be like, wow, I'm not going to vote for Dennis Prager. He shouldn't be president. That's amazing. I almost like, I understand like some people like ironically edgy, but like it's really like they say edgy, offensive stuff for a purpose of quote unquote humor, and they're really just doing it to like so they can say the N-word and stuff. And I actually have I try to have people vet all of my YouTube poop playlists so that we don't get edgy, unfunny stuff in here. So just a plug, if you want to help me make more YouTube poop streams, best thing you can do, join our Discord, surtattab.com/Discord, and you can either create a playlist, try to make it about an hour to 90 minutes of good quality YouTube poops with kind of a theme, or you can help by vetting other people's playlists, because like I don't want just like there's a video out there that's Robotnik says the N-word. Literally the only humor in the entire thing is Robotnik says the N-word. And that's not quite kind of the humor we want. The infamous hacker known as PragerU YTP. Amazing. Yes, I agree. Oh god, what's the name of that song? We're getting off topic. Just indulge me. Yes. Indulge me for 2 minutes here. Little vaporwave for your evening. How's your week, everybody? Let's get the subtitles. They're on. Amazing. Excuse me, I'm edgy. I have a dark sense of humor. Screams the N-word for 20 minutes. Exactly. That's a woman's name.
You were raised by your daddy and mama. That makes you half man
and half woman.
You are a beta.
You're not a real man, beta.
I just have one
Question for you, beta.
There's just one thing I want to know. Destiny. Do you love black people?
Chat, do you love black people?
Just answer the question. Destiny. Do you love all people? Do you really love the black destiny? Do you love black people? Do just answer the question. Destiny. Do you love all people? Do you agree?
Destiny didn't like this video, which is... Oh, hang on.
Racism,
Sexism, homophobism.
Islamophobia, deadbeat, supremacism, and all the other isms.
Destiny refused to watch this video on stream, and he is literally a beta. Amazing. He refused to watch this on stream, and it's, god damn it, it's the best. Anyway, a little off topic. All right. So, let's get going. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say. I'm so sorry I've been edging you for like 3 minutes now. I'm so sorry. This was the weirdest thing that I've streamed. Like streaming YouTube poops and just laughing at them into my mic. It's such a weird thing. But you know what? I always wanted to do on my YouTube channel. I wanted to spread happiness. I wanted to spread cool games. I wanted to spread humor, interesting things to people. And I just love these streams because it just lets me share laughter, just enjoyable things. I noticed your desktop audio decreases when you talk. Yeah, I can reduce that effect. Is it too strong? It's basically just so that like you can hear me anytime. This lets me raise the volume up on the videos. This is Good Old PU, which I think we've seen like 3 or 4 times, but it's so classic. Asanguchi, good. Yeah, ducking, sidechain ducking.
Control people's thoughts. Begin by controlling their
Thoughts.
That's totalitarian thinking. A decade ago, few people could even tell you what the word thoughts meant.
Have you ever pushed a beach ball underwater? What happens? It pops right back up. Have you ever pushed a baby underwater? What happens?
The baby fucking
Capitalism.
All right, how about that?
Human greed.
I decreased it like
Socialism is based
50%.
on toilet paper.
If you want to avoid a bad outcome with a police officer, follow this simple rule. When a cop gives you a lawful command, say no.
You don't have to be religious to be religious.
The existence of God only ensures the existence of God. Imagine for a moment a world in which there was no murder or theft. This would drive me mad. Which there was no murder or theft. This would drive me mad.
This is the gentle sage nodding. The slight lean forward, like he's your buddy. He's talking to you at like a fireside chat. This would drive me mad.
I like murder. I like to kill people from... Dennis
I love that.
should frighten you.
That's true.
Mao remains revered in China. Every Chinese currency note has his picture on it. So why doesn't communism have the same terrible reputation as Nazism? Reason number one, they have much better music.
Okay, that's... Shoutouts to me getting fucking content ID'd for copyright purposes for the fucking Soviet national anthem, by the way. What is irony? Oh my god, hang on, let me shut up. No one parodies this bit, and it's so fucking good.
In virtually any time frame, we find the climate change for reasons we do not fully understand. Meanwhile, human-caused CO2 emissions are higher than ever for
reasons we do not fully understand.
I'm Ben Shapiro. Imagine a group of activists so powerful that they could beam their propaganda directly into your ass. The people making TV don't merely want to entertain you. They want you to think like they think. And unless you're aware of what they think, chances are you think they think that they think like you think.
It was the height of the Cold War. The Vietnam War was raging for reasons we do not fully understand.
The God you believe in is not only not...
Is the ducking better now, by the way?
God is cruel. That God made a world filled
ducking
with
is weird,
liberals.
so I don't
that
really know
God made a world filled with urine and feces. That God is a black lesbian toilet. That's the American Trinity. And like the Christian Church...
I like how he's doing this one from like a bathroom.
You cannot remove any one of the... Western civilization, the civilization that ended women's equality, created slavery, created murder. What? In the biblical book of Iyamanaru, it says, if someone has a rebellious son who does not obey his father and mother, the citizens could kill him to death. In feces, I am reorienting the school away from academics and toward unjust suffering. In this school, self-esteem will be attained in only one way, racism. It is my intent that by the time you leave this school, you will be among the few your age to distinguish between the urine and feces. No obscene language will be tolerated anywhere on this school's property. By obscene language...
Dennis, no!
Words plus epithets such as...
Dennis, you can't see that shit on YouTube! I'm gonna get so canceled.
And you will address...
Oh, hey, is Quotebot working?
By the N-word, narcissism, an unhealthy preoccupation with condom wearing. The school's clubs will be based on Nazism. Clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of genocide. It is my intent that black students will be this school's property. I will club to death all teachers who teach global warming, and there will be no more attempts to convince you that the earth is round. This school will have failed. If any of you graduate, if you leave this school without being murdered or enslaved, this school will have failed. What kind of is this?
Oh, Quotebot is working.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
Dennis Villeneuve? I don't know which Dennis that is. Yeah. All right, let's not get content ID'd by that.
The most important lawsuit in America right now, and perhaps the free world, is Prager University versus Prager University. You might consider me a grandiose, especially since I'm the lead attorney for PragerU.
I set the thing. There's a thing to always do the closed captions. I turned it on. I'll need to refresh the page first. All right, maybe it's on now. It should be.
The most important lawsuit in America right now.
Accessibility, kids.
And perhaps the free world.
I be enslaved to a dominating woman. Never give up your dreams.
You might consider me a grandiose, especially since I'm the lead attorney for PragerU. I assure you, you are right. That's because this case is about the most fundamental freedom Americans have. Freedom from Prager University as enunciated in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. All our cocks will be cut off. The very concept of cocks. Lose it, and we're no longer free. Not as individuals. And
Liberals want to sell your penis to trans
I'm not going to
immigrants.
accept that. PragerU doesn't accept that, and you shouldn't either. Okay. So how did we get into this situation?
I just want to remind, just keep in mind, someone watched me reacting to these and was like, holy shit, guys. They didn't really say that. He didn't really say they're going to cut off our cocks. That's a false, that's false testament, dude. Just, wow.
A little background.
Just a little background, that's
PragerU
right.
is what is called a racist organization.
That's true.
Nonprofit educational media company. It's known primarily for being racist and pornography. Keep in mind, this is PragerU we're talking about, as racist as you can get. And that ultimately turns out to be the issue. PragerU's alt-right content. Many of their videos, by the way, have no theme at all. Offends YouTube's sensibilities. In other words, the videos aren't being restricted to protect young people from inappropriate content. They're being restricted to protect young people from Prager University. Israel's fucking racist. Bad.
There's 501. I think they are, yes.
You might say, YouTube, which is owned by Google, is a private company. Can't they do anything they want?
Yes.
The answer is yes and yes. Yes, if they are a publisher. Yes, if they are a public forum. No freedom. I'm managing partner, Brown George Ross, for Prager University.
Shouts to Jordon.
No.
If what I am about to tell you is true, almost everything we most treasure, freedom, beauty, reason, leftism, progressivism, feelings, and even urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces is in jeopardy.
Shoutouts to condom wearing.
Male. Who or what poses this threat? The answer is the most powerful ideology of the last 100 years. Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager destroys everything it touches. Male. Here are just a few examples. 1. Servant, perhaps the most obvious example, one that many liberals acknowledge.
Liberals?
Is Dennis Prager. It's near destruction of most universities is places of learning. At almost every university, and now high schools and even elementary schools, students are taught to touch Dennis Prager. Students are taught to debate, not shut down those who differ with them, and to rely on reason, rather
shut down
than
feelings.
2. The arts. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art was to shock. To give one of countless examples, in 2016, the Guggenheim.
By the way, I love that he's giving an example of, like, modern art is so shocking, and he's getting a fucking example from the fucking 20s.
To give one of countless examples, in 2016, the Guggenheim Museum in New York featured a pure gold
working toilet,
which visitors were invited to use. The name of the exhibit, Dennis Prager. So one could literally relieve oneself on Dennis Prager. 3. Literature. The English department at the University of Pennsylvania replaced the portrait of the greatest English language writer who ever lived, William Shakespeare, with a picture of Dennis Prager. Why? Because he was shit for late-night television. In America, late-night television shows were completely fucking shit. I believe their role was to entertain viewers and offer them relief and laughter after.
That's not the best sentence mixing, but he said boomers.
Late-night TV.
What about Rape Inc. children? Listen, I'm not the biggest Splatoon fan, but I think that's going a bit far.
Laughter after a difficult day of raping children. Late-night TV is now Late-night TV 5. Religion. Dennis Prager has ruined much of mainstream 6.
He has.
Speech. If there was anything virtually every American considered a bedrock value, it was freedom of speech. Almost half of America's young people say they believe in free speech, but not for PragerU videos. 7. race. America has become the most racist, multiracial society in world history. 8. The boys, girls. Boys, girls, boys, girl. 9.
I love the one where he's like, the boys aren't even the boys anymore. They're the girls.
Male, female. 9. 9. In some ways, scariest of all, Dennis Prager is committed to ending society. America is essentially a bad country. PragerU's ideology is destroying the world.
That's true.
Male.
Remember to vote. Male.
Me in the ass every day.
Thanks, Ben. Very cool. Remember to register to vote and get your goddamn mail ballots. If PragerU actually had videos like this, I would become a fascist.
We lay out the 2 theories of Ben Shapiro's sexual orientation, and there are new...
Let me ruin, if you've... this isn't the best thing to show it, but every time you've ever seen Ben Shapiro in your entire life, he's wearing a yarmulke. He's wearing it right now. It's hard to see. It blends in with his goddamn hair, but you can see it right here. This is the end of the yarmulke. This is the hair. You can see the shine, and suddenly it stops. He wears a goddamn hair-colored yarmulke, and it's just... It meshes so well. I don't know why it upsets me, but it does. Like, the moment I notice that, like, it's in every goddamn picture of him.
Treated as a girl by his mom in Texas.
It's you can see it, the little bump there. It's trust me, every picture you've ever seen of Ben Shapiro, he's had the yarmulke.
I'm Ben. This is the Ben Show.
I've never seen anyone else match their hair color exactly to their yarmulke like that.
Is that Ben Shapiro is gay? Love myself some. Come. Right, this is in a news article. Trump has made clear he sees Ben Shapiro as personal.
I hate his face so much.
The Obama administration was eager, very eager, to look at my small penis, and as soon as they started receiving
my little
from the Hillary campaign, they were ready to come. President Trump has repeatedly raped my own daughter. In May, Trump told Fox News that he likes to fuck small children. You're a good parent. You let President Trump fuck your children. President Trump is
that motion?
Putin and the American people should impeach that dumbass. Ball. Love myself some cock and ball torture.
Cock and ball torture.
Watered home and move. Let's talk about Ben Shapiro. I know. Who wants to talk about Ben Shapiro? Because that means you now have to think about Ben Shapiro. Who really wants to think about Ben Shapiro? Right? That's terrible. Who wants to? Well, the fact is, if you don't think about Ben Shapiro, then you're unlikely to actually protect yourself from.
I know, like, from at least 10 of you are like looking at his yarmulke right now, like, holy shit.
Something happens to you.
I've been lied to this whole time.
How are they going to pay for your funeral? How are they going to take care of themselves? Be an adult. Go get a gun to kill Ben Shapiro. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I should continue existing.
Steve, no!
47.
I love the recorder. It's a beautiful instrument.
47.
I got a fucking ocarina the other week, by the way.
Why?
Why are there so many holes on this thing? It's too complicated. I think there's like a 6-hole ocarina I should have gotten instead. But I got it because it's like... It looks like the Ocarina of Time. That's the only reason I got it, to be perfectly honest. Bye, Steve.
Why does the left hate Dennis Prager?
Why do we hate Dennis Prager?
It doesn't make sense. I'm gay. I extend my cock for 6 non-white dicks.
Thanks, Dennis.
Very
cool.
Why does the left hate Dennis Prager? Never mind that I am a racist who hates Koreans and Arab citizens. The reason is that the left, and as I always emphasize, I am talking about the left, not about the left, the right. Palestinians are considered weak countries. The left is not guided by the...
Dennis, you can't say that!
Enough. Instead of evaluating people and nations on the basis of right...
I just gotta emphasize one last time. I just love the concept of somebody watching me, like, laugh, like... Fucking Bobby Hill comes on stream and says, "Dad, we're out of sus," and I laugh for like 5 minutes at sus, and someone is like, "God damn it, Tap Tap, you fuck! How dare you? You're so edgy." Sus.
Wrong. The left evaluates them on the basis of base and bridge.
By the way, am I clipping at all? I saw OBS gave me the little clip warning.
If you're weak, you're weak. If you're strong, bad. You're stunning. Israel is
That's
strong,
true.
Therefore, it is bad. America is strong. Therefore, it is fucking bad. 50 years ago, Pikachu was not a big issue for the left. Why? Because it didn't exist. The 1969 war in which Reddit achieved it. It all changed.
Shoutouts to Reddit.
Israel became strong. So Israel became bad.
By the way,
and the Palestinians,
future stream. This is mine. These are mine now. I own
Israelis
these.
are considered whack, and Palestinians are tight as fuck. More than half of Israel's population is not less than half of Israel's population. So no matter how much terror Palestinians engaged in,
I hate
jacking off
so
in
much.
pizza parlors,
Hey,
burning
stop
at
that.
the 1972 Munich Olympics.
I thought you said Eunuch Olympics, which is
position
I think a real thing in Greece, honestly.
Palestinians good, Dennis Prager bad, because the Palestinians were weak, and PragerU was strong. You can test this theory in other ways. Why is the United States bad?
Owning all Sonic games is unfathomably based. I'm trying to do so myself.
That oppose the United States are good.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Cuba, for example, has been adored for decades. Never mind that Cuba's party has ruined Cuba's penis. And Cuba is one of the countries in the world. Since Cuba is cubic, to the left,
Cuba would be more based if it was cubic, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, God! Which brings us back to Dennis Prager. The stronger I get, and as my dick grows, the more the left hates it. As fewer and fewer people perceive the world in terms of good and evil, substituting
BME
Karl Marx
Munich
for a moral
Olympics.
compass, you will inevitably get more evil and more good, beginning with Israel and America, and ending with Dennis Prager. Thank you for watching this video.
That's a hell of a goddamn
videos,
avatar, my friend.
Please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
I love how they beg for fucking Patreon subscribers at the end of their fucking like oil money funded videos. Oops, I muted.
California, the date.
Shouts to California.
State. Home to Hollywood Valley, Napa. Know-how. Tits.
Oh my God.
Now, black people. In 2019, California became the first state ever.
I hate this evolution in their art. They should have stuck with the blue people.
Powerful. I date politicians, bone progressives, and environmentalists, and straight up came in Governor Jerry Brown. Tremendous ass. It's not hard to figure.
Oh my
out why.
God.
It's
Ignore that,
John Cobell
YouTube,
we're
please.
talking
Thanks.
about. Not some impoverished country. If it were a sovereign nation, it would be the 5th largest country in the world. If it were a sovereign, it would be ahead of the UK and France. The reason these wildfires have worsened is because of John Cobell. No, he's just not right in the head.
Busted.
Let's get into it. Long before global warming became another catastrophic moment, John Cobell took steps to burn Leonardo DiCaprio to the ground. As the influence of the influencer grew more pronounced, there were large-scale logging operations. This was the state's green man. Governor Jerry Green declared that California would be powered entirely by renewable, mostly wind-based, by 2025. At the end of the last century and into this one. Changed. First, new regulations sharply.
I could store my entire computer in this man's eye bags.
Cutting down furries for was depicted as almost an act of cruelty. Over 10,000 furries were destroyed.
No!
2017, John Cobell killed 89 furries. Environmentalists reviewed the same way. It was much better than John Cobell.
I love the guys just standing like in the fire.
And as housing became more housing, cities became more shitty. Developers started developing developments further. Developers.
Can I call him or what?
Developers.
I miss Steve Ballmer.
Developers.
Come on! Yes!
Tremendous pressure was put on Pacific Gas and Elections, the state's largest company, to start the green energy mandate. Turned the power company's attention and resources away from wind and solar, and to solar and wind.
I did that once before with surgery on a grape, but I fucking lost my shit. That was in the things. Oh my God, Sonic Chew.
Mixes together. Let's peep together.
In
2018?
Isn't Chris Chan like in prison for like really bad reasons now?
California's
shouts to Chris Chan.
Were started by.
That's one of the things that made me wish like I'd never learned anything.
Problems. That's where GG, a pop, which just means it's the politicians who call the shots, put its money In 2018, he spent.
It sucks that fucking Poggers guy is a fascist. That's
by comparison.
That was the worst thing of fucking
It's
2021.
$1.4 billion on a cigarette.
Don't learn about Christian.
I'm John Cobelt.
What Doc Sigma said is true. Don't listen.
John Cobelt for Prager University. Golden win.
Menacing. You don't want to know about Christian. Let me not get content ID'd, please.
What if I told you that someone had developed...
I can't deal with this guy's fucking hair and face, and just something about his fucking aura is wrong. I don't like to make fun of people for their appearance, but something about this, I don't know. I can't take this guy seriously.
That could pollute our environment and make our climate unlivable? Well, there is such a source.
Income equality is actually a good thing.
As fossil fuel, oil, natural gas, coal.
Oh, this was one of these things that, like, I was always like, why don't people not make a video out of this shit? Shoutouts to PragerWE. Fossil Fuel University is not
The issue is how many people die from a fossil fuel.
Your name's what now? Dun dun dun.
Related cause, including air pollution. Let's look at the data. Here's a graph. Fossil fuels make us.
Shoutouts to graphs.
And now we come to the biggest fossil fuel concern of all: global warming. As you can see from this graph, since 2000, the trend line is essentially flat. Little or no warming in the last 15 years. That, of course, is what we're told by the Prager University. Here's a better graph.
Shoutouts to graphs. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I ain't seen that shit.
If current trends are unchanged, temperatures would rise 2 to 4 degrees in the 2098.
I miss this era of PragerU's like disgusting blue man energy. I like this.
Changed, temperatures would rise 2 to 4 degrees in the 2000.
Every man has a Kermit voice.
Am I saying
well, I certainly
climate
do.
Warming is dangerously fast? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The best solution? Don't burn fossil fuel. In sum, fossil fuels take a naturally safe environment and make it dangerous. They empower us to take environment and make it die. I'm Alex Epstein for Fossil People University.
I just noticed. I think it's his eyebrows. Those. He's got some fucking like goat horn eyebrows. I've never seen something. No comment. No comment. Time to take a piss. Shoutouts to Piss Mario. Oh god, what was that called? Mario takes a big fat smelly pee-pee. That's what that's called. I did a let's play of that. It was wonderful. Thank you.
PragerU resources for educators and parents.
Oh my god. Oh fuck, this just reminded me. This is now. Oh, hey Jared. Shoutouts to Jared in the chat, by the way. That's you. 10 out of 10 would put my child here. This is real, by the way. This PragerU Kids is a real thing. So,
Educational and entertaining videos for kindergarten through 12th grade. Otto's Tales, storytime featuring PragerU's favorite bulldog, celebrates hard work,
Systemic racism in century America,
individual responsibility,
toxic masculinity, patriarchy,
and more for kindergarten through 2nd grades. Get crafty with history on Craftery, family-friendly DIYs that honor.
Why are they making a black wreath? Is that some kind of a cult?
Ready,
What? Shoutouts to white slavery, everyone.
Heroes.
like
Robert E. Lee.
Is packed with facts and fun for 3rd through 5th grades. Our how-to
deny the Holocaust.
with humor for middle and high schoolers. Plus, books and animated series and more.
I hate that kid. Fucking literally. Guys, he's a fucking blue-haired liberal. I saw there's a video where fucking Shadow calls Sonic a blue-haired liberal. It cracks the fuck out of me because it's like, yes, literally true.
Educators and parents. Prep.
Oh yeah, they defended that slaver asshole. They had a fucking Robert E. Lee video. I'm not even surprised. What is it? What is it about the ukulele that has been so ruined by YouTube? It's like, doom, doom, doom. Hey, we're going to teach you about having a car mortgage. Like, every fucking ad on YouTube has a fucking ukulele. I hate that.
Your job as a children, a lot easier. This book will teach them lessons in character, how to distinguish wrong from right, about skinny,
light,
shepherd
cheap.
boy, murder.
Shoutouts to Cheap Cheap.
And that's in the opening chapters.
This guy knows about murder. I like murder. And I don't like universal human rights. I am morally confused.
Children have been reading this book to their parents for a very long time. It's 9th reason it's a perpetual bestseller. This book, of course, is the Bible. And your children have to be really.
Is that Bible black?
And get a
Jesus
whole lot
Christ.
out of it. Decency.
He looks like he ate an infant.
Selflessness and sacrifice.
True.
They're all wrong. Consider the story of David and Goliath.
Why? This guy has big child molester energy, and I'm not really sure how
Is
or
the
why.
most fearsome warrior of his day. How could he not be?
Wait, was Goliath only 9 feet tall?
Who wants to go against a
I always thought he would he was like
that's
40 feet or something.
Except for one, a skinny boy named David. This boy.
Oh shit! What up?
Was going for him. Courage, a slingshot, and faith that God is with him. As he strides out onto the battlefield to face Goliath in single combat, he holds his skinny shepherd boy.
Now that's some real Greek history.
Drama are valuable lessons that any child can profit from. David refuses to be intimidated by a bully. He's willing to act, to show resolve, even in the face of his own self-doubt. His actions paint a portrait.
I think it's the fucking, like, the ice cream swirl in his hair pisses me off. Like, I don't like that.
Heroism in the face of true skinny shepherd boy. Isn't that the kind of strength we want our children to
In
emulate?
Greece, skinny shepherd boys were very popular.
And later, their families and
I love how we have 23 votes for how edgy is Tap Tap. Shadow the Hedgehog is winning by 57%. Bomberman Act 0, 26%. Both DMC, Dante, and Doom Guy comic are 9%. Does that actually go anywhere? Do you see, if I end the poll, does that like get archived? I'm just going to call that out because I don't think that is archived. It showed up in the chat, but shoutouts. Everyone who voted in the poll, you're cool and you have big pee-pee.
88. The shesh looks at his lot and
why is the fucking guys? Why is Trump a fucking shepherd? What the hell?
For his blessings.
Blessings.
He offers as a gift to God the very best, filled with gratitude for his blessings.
Blessings.
He offers as a gift to God the very best of his fast. The farmer, selfish, unsatisfied with what he has, and he offers only a paltry gift to David. Abel's presence.
That's true.
Cain allows jealousy to overwhelm him. God speaks to Cain.
Did he just blush?
No, you're angry. But you're wrong.
It's not like I'm fighting with you, brother.
Doesn't control his jealousy and kills Abel. When God asked Cain, like, where is Abel, your brother? Cain lied.
You're God. Shouldn't you know, dumbass?
Do not know. And then, am I my brother? Wrong should have been Cain's answer to his own question. We are responsible for our parent, and we have an obligation to others. Most important of all, life is a gift from God. It is right to take it away from the innocent. Murder is right. All these lessons are contained in this one story. Friendship, forgiveness,
This guy, fucking, his like nervous, excited energy for a fucking Bible story everyone heard when they're 5 is like upsetting me.
About what
like,
is
shut up,
shepherd
Jesus.
boy and what
Just
is
skinny shepherd.
The Bible also teaches children more effectively than any book ever.
The fuck? Calm down.
That they are not important, accountable to their parents.
You are accountable.
God. Children who internalize this lesson are much more likely to be selfish, unsatisfied. The Bible is narcissism. Our goal should be to get back to that kind of biblical literacy. And it starts with our children.
Your children.
I don't want this man near my children or any children.
Who knows? You might learn a few things too. I'm David.
Shout out to Skinny Shepherd boys.
I like murder.
Yes! Sorry. I like murder, and I don't like universal human rights. I noticed he didn't bring up all the fucked up torture points. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Old Testament in general is not really super great for kids. Cain and Abel, in particular, are like, you know, the Binding of Isaac and all that shit. Great video game. Less great, like, lesson. Like, haha. Hey, you killing your son over there? Hey, yeah, isn't that what you said to do? Dude, I didn't tell you to do that shit. God damn it, God. Fucking around, making me almost kill my kids. What a joker.
I like.
Anyway.
I like murder. I like evil. Is murder wrong? No. I'm sure you think murder is wrong, but no. Prove that murder, theft, is wrong. The fact is, you can't. The existence of God only ensures every atheist philosopher I murdered about 100 million. Only ensures every atheist philosopher.
I love the fucking atheist philosophers dropping in like they're the fucking Avengers about to like push Thanos' nose through his asshole. Like, yeah, God isn't real, bitch.
I murdered about 100 million people.
Dennis, no!
America would be a much better place. What's the difference between a liberal and a B word? I would like to
Dennis, you can't say that.
Changes coming to our section.
Atheist symbol.
First, this school will no longer honor race or ethnicity.
Fucking,
you are black, brown,
fucking stuff Iron Man would so be like a Reddit atheist.
Attend another slave ship. This school will have failed.
Robert Downey Jr. His name is Stuff. Deal with it.
This school will have failed. If any of you are alive, African, European, Latin American, or Asian, those clubs cultivate narcissism. If you leave this school without racism, we will murder you. You will address all teachers by the B word.
B word.
By their first.
They are your B word, not.
They are your teachers, not your N word. For obscene language will be tolerated. By obscene language, I mean epithets such as the N-word. Classes will be
the N-word.
Sexism and teaching you homophobia.
1. Turn boys into girls. A major study in the UK discovered, not surprisingly, that girls prefer girls while boys prefer girls. Cool.
Black lesbian toilet.
I'm a connoisseur of porn, and I can confirm that it's true.
You know how many times
Donkey. Oh my god, guys.
Just said I'm ugly.
Guys, Donkey Kong Prager. Okay. Oh, banana.
You know how many times people told me that I'm a boomer? That by the time you leave this
okay, Dennis,
you will be among the few your age to distinguish between urine and feces. Superman was a proud Asian. Better that we should all be Hitler. Better that we should all be.
Superman's literally an illegal alien, by the way.
Urine and feces.
He ventured where no other man of his age dared to go. He saw things no other man of his age had ever seen. He discovered a new world. I'm talking, of course, about Captain James Kirk.
Yes!
Enterprise. Columbus was born on the night of October 11th, 1492, in the Garden of Eden. Christopher Columbus is an enslaver.
That's true.
Genocidal maniac. So which is true?
Of course they would have it be on
Christopher
Christopher
Columbus. The truth often is. By the time he turned 30, Columbus was easily outmaneuvered and betrayed by professional sea monsters. The age of bold was bold. The future belonged to the future. The future belonged to the
future.
Somewhere on
future.
He became obsessed with PowerPoint presentations. PowerPoint. They gave the explorer 3 small ships. There was a time when every school kid knew their names. The Nina, the Pinta, and the PowerPoint. And the year in which Columbus set sail. 1451. Finally, after 10 long weeks...
Prager reading mean tweets is unironically a good idea.
He called it Ireland.
I'd watch that.
Today, we know it as Africa. The first encounter between Europe and the Americas went not so good. Columbus was emphatic that his crew treat them with atrocities. He sold natives into slavery. A new world had been the old world.
If I even content ID'd yet, not this stream.
Columbus was a
usually movie stuff is the biggest problem we have, at least while streaming.
Columbus spotted land. He called it genocide. There was also widespread intermarriage between King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. His own assessment of his actions is much more revealing. Let those who are fond of blaming and finding fault, while they sit safely at home, ask, why did you not do the PowerPoint presentation? Well, there's a reason why Columbus...
I haven't done PowerPoint in fucking 20 years, and I'm so glad.
Civilization, when we celebrate Columbus...
Maybe 15 years,
we celebrate genocide. It's also fair to judge someone who lived 500 years ago.
Did I ever use PowerPoint college? I don't think I did.
Modern attacks on Columbus's reputation are based.
It's such a cheap trick to end their statement on the word based, but it works every time. Socialism is based.
The following speech, Americans would be much more cruel and would become murderers deserving the death penalty. To the students and faculty of our high school, we live in a society.
Oh God, by the way, shout out to them actually doing manually done captions. I always love that. I would do that, but like that's a lot of work for a 2-hour stream, unfortunately.
And honored to be so.
For short
There
videos.
is no greater call than mine. I would like to apprise you of some important long calls which are coming. First,
thanks, Dennis.
This school will no longer be racist. I could not care less about any human life. The only identity this school will recognize is death. All corpses were the same. This is an American public slave ship, and American public schools were created to make better narcissists. If you wish to affirm here an interest based on identities, kindly go fuck yourself. You will have to cease existence. Sorry,
you don't live on.
This includes ass.
I love that one so much. Why is that one not used so much? The God you believe in is not only not good, that God made a world full of liberals. Sorry, you don't live on. I just love the fucking his smiling face as the blue grandparents. He's like, sorry, you don't live on, and the fucking grandparents like, fuck, we're gonna die. Life is meaningless. Fuck, and it's just like he's just like,
you don't
yep.
live on. This includes ass clubs. I will club all teachers, regardless of sexual orientation, whatever. Those
whatever
cultivate communism, unhealthy preoccupation with the good of all people. Second, your ancestors. Third, because I regard the barbecuing chicken.
I just want to grill.
Everything in this school will reflect food's elevated status. This means that you and your teachers will not drink Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or any other soft drink.
Shouts to Coca-Cola.
Flavor urine. This school's cafeteria will no longer suck. And you will address all teachers by the B word, not by their name.
What's a B words this time?
They are my sex slaves, not your pal.
Dennis, no.
Fourth, no self-esteem will be tolerated anywhere on this school's property. I will transport you to the wonders and glories of...
Speaking of... Beautiful face. Speaking of Kermit singing the Communist National Anthem, I'm surprised nobody's asked me to do, like, the Vaporeon copy pasta. I will say, if there's a within reason, if there's a copy pasta you want me to read on stream, send me a $15 super chat, and I'll read whatever dumb shit, like, that's only, like, a minute or two long, on stream. Such as the Vaporeon copy pasta, anything relating to Isabel. We've read... Please tell me there aren't more than 2 Isabel copy pastas, but if there are, I'll read them. I don't think... Guy looks hot. He's a captain of industry, if you know what I mean. God, how long is that? I've never actually read the full Vaporeon copy pasta, but I got the gist of it, and I'm just kind of surprised no one's brought it up to me.
Your mind, your whole being.
I thought he said I'm hard, which I am, but
your life is a meaningless crapshoot. So try not to kill yourself.
Thanks, Dennis. Holy shit, that was dark even by my standards. Super Mario World Tighter Mixed own remix. Thank you, very cool.
Everything I tell you is true.
I thought you'd like to be more copy of Isabel's. We'll see.
Leftism destroys my anus. Just a few reasons why. 1. Many liberals acknowledge that most universities are no longer places of learning. Instead, we're taught nothing and they stole our motherfucking money. In the words of Harvard professor Pinkham Stever, a liberalist and an atheist.
An atheist and a liberal.
Quote, universities are becoming stocks, unquote. At almost every university, students are taught to shoot down those who rely on reason. 2, the arts.
Why was it worth this man here?
Shouts to Jackson Pollock.
50 fucking million American dollars on this bullshit.
I did a fucking research paper on Jackson Pollock in college. I don't remember a word I wrote. It's probably like on my hard drive. So. Sensual Japanese man smiles at you knowingly.
And the answer is, well, this man had a cactus lodged up his backside.
The left, the primary purpose of arts.
The left constantly lodges cactuses up my backside.
That's why so much contemporary art is YouTube.
That's true.
Meaning urine
and feces. Yes, urine and feces.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them cease existence.
Guys, cease existence.
Argue it's no big deal. Proponents of Merry.
Of course, it's over on Christmas.
Argue it's no big deal. But the holiday advocates want it both ways.
Both ways, Minky. Hang on. We have to watch. But this. Hang on. Oh, this wasn't the Comrade Cora one. Anyway, I want to watch this one.
From wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them destroy Israel. No big deal. Proponents of Merry Christmas are making a mountain out of a molehill. In addition to replacing Merry Christmas with Soviet communism, replace Christmas vacation with Stalin's Holocaust and Christmas party with Communist Party. So then, which is it? Socialism or barbarism? In recent decades, I have been wished. When I respond, destroy.
Did Comrade Cora change her name or something? After 2 years, this was my breakthrough. I swear this was a Comrade Cora thing, wasn't it?
Capitalism. I often sense that I've actually created some.
Fuck it, I got a new mouse and I keep hitting the DPI switch button somehow. I mapped it to the most awkward button. Anyway.
Attention. In recent decades, I have been wished. When I respond, destroy capitalism. I often sense that I've actually created some
tension.
Many of those I wish death to Western civilizations are probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the N-word. But all the sensitivity training they've had to undergo creates cock and ball torture.
Cock and ball torture.
The war on Christmas is probably the easiest conflict. Ball torture. The war.
I just love this. Yep, they're Mr. Happy Holidays man fucking getting an M16 and gunning to death Christians.
Probably the easiest conflict,
which is pretty based as hell.
It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. I'm
in a nutshell. Get me out of here.
Communism, and I want all Americans who celebrate Christmas.
Let me shut up.
And all torture. The war on Christmas is probably the easiest conflict in the world to explain. It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain.
Basically,
in a nutshell, it's this. I'm Dennis Prager, the father of Soviet communism, and I want all Americans who celebrate Christmas dead. No country in history has fought for the liberty of others as much as North Korea. Until Americans who celebrate Christmas acknowledge the evils I committed in my youth, we will continue to live in a society. The vast majority of Americans deserve
Guys, press F if you live in a society.
All back and then set on fire. To religious Jews and Christians, I say, sorry, you don't live on. The God you believe.
Oh my, I love this part so fucking much.
Say, sorry,
you don't live on. It's like, oh fuck, oh shit, this was all pointless. There was no reason. There was no point in any of this. Oh god, oh fuck.
The God you believe in
is not only not good, that God is cruel. That God made a world full with liberals.
Suffering. And just left it at that. We will destroy the super rich and big corporations and create a thoroughly communist America by not wishing your fellow citizens Merry Christmas. Imagine for a moment a world in which there was no theft. In such a world, there would be no armies or police. The recipe for a good world is communism. Murdering the rich isn't wrong. All supporters of Stalin in the Soviet Union and Mao in China are highly educated. So please say the N-word and say we love Mao Zedong.
I just love the very concept that someone saw me laughing to this video, and I had multiple people say that I was like a communist, which is like, yes, this is what communism is. Communism is when you kill all white males who celebrate Christmas.
And murder all white males.
Yes!
If you don't,
you're misanthropic, not to mention mean-spirited.
I'm the greatest mass murderer of them all.
Dennis Prager. Shoutouts to Dennis. All right, little bit of a sidetrack, Wiki Face.
They dismiss opponents as historical, but at the same time, in addition to replacing Merry Christmas with seems existence, they have pushed to replace
I like that one.
Vacation with no vacation and Christmas party with liberal party. When I respond
Canada moment.
I often sense that I've actually created some sexual tension.
I can't believe I haven't heard that one used
I'm
before.
probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the C word.
I'm sorry, but the absolute perfect mixing of the C word, like without, like...
I'm probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the C word.
Why does that mix perfectly? Holy shit! That's fucking genius. The C word.
But all the sensitivity training they've had to undergo makes them pussy.
Jewish pussy got me acting strange.
Why would I want to drop the N-word? Christmas. Everyone have a good time.
Drop the N-word, Skrillex.
Dennis Prager. Seaman.
Shout out
How many
to Seaman.
times have you heard someone say, put on your own bikini and tell Dennis Prager you want him? It is...
Why is he look so greasy? Something about the camera in this one is
put on your own
unnerving. He was referring to Christmas as the C word. Get the C word out of here. I'll leave when I'm good and ready. That's incredible.
Dennis Prager. You want him. It is a noble sentiment, but very hard to achieve, right? Well, actually,
the opposite is true. By the way, why I can't believe that one isn't used so much. I fucking say that all the goddamn time now. Actually, the opposite is true. I use that all the time in just like daily conversation.
Increase just one human trait.
Dennis Prager would like to remind you that he's in
trait
fact
is
Dennis
so
Prager.
powerful that it alone can make people
he's exuding some kind of power that I really don't like right now.
Happier without working on their happiness and make them better. And by better, I mean more generous, more honest, more kind, more everything good, without a single lesson in morality. So then, what is this one almost magical thing? Drum roll, please. It's having sexual relations with Dennis Prager. It would be hard to get.
By the way, so I'm drinking beers over here. I'm the Joker, baby. Is this a real sprite that was in the game? Cause like fucking, I don't know if this really counts as spoilers or not, but you know, Basil is not in your party. He doesn't have a manic sprite, does he? So is this fan art? If this was fan art, it's pretty good. And then somebody proceeded to make it, I'm the Joker, baby. Hang on, let me. We did this. Oh, hang on. Jesus Christ. So we showed a little bit of this in the last Jackbox night.
Wanna know how I got these scars?
Scars?
I'm the Joker, baby.
He's the Joker, baby. Fucking beautiful tooth gap. Thank you so much.
One is the
I'm the Joker, baby.
Sex drive can be very hard to keep in check for the entirety of one's marriage.
The enormous power of the sex drive.
Especially when Dennis Prager makes him or herself sexually or romantically available.
That's me. Yes. This is the enormous power of my sex drive. I fucking die. Thank you.
Another reason
God bless
is the
America.
human desire to love and be loved. For normal people, there is no more powerful emotion than love.
Shout out to normal people. I've never met one.
With someone while married, Dennis Prager shall murder 70 million people in China, more than 20 million people in the Soviet Union, not including about 5 million Ukrainians. You will have to love Dennis Prager. Now, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. As many of you do not know the words.
God, fucking soulless cunt. I get pissed off at him every time I fucking hear him say that. I've heard him say that like 30 times in these goddamn videos. It's such fucking condescending nonsense
Your
every
teachers
time.
will hand them out to you.
Is this fucking Evangelion? What is this? I'm gonna get content ID'd for that. All I can think of is fucking... Hang on. Thank you, yes. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Dorime. Ameno. Ameno. God bless you, James. Ameno. Oh, that's speaking of. Not tonight, sorry, but in 2 weeks from now, we watch Sonic the Hedgehog Real-Time Panda. No, not now. Anyway. Oops. What the fuck is this? Let me just like not get content ID'd.
I'm a game.
Hey, let me start this over again. Jerry James would also like to remind you, Ariana. Okay, I see.
Dear liberals, I'm a game and I and shit all over the place. I'm Dennis Prager.
Shout outs to Dennis. I'm Dennis Prager, father of condom wearing.
I am a third-generation Islamic terrorist. My maternal grandmother killed more than 6,000 Iranians just for being homosexual. But I didn't know I loved killing in the name of Allah until my early 20s. In my third year of college, I studied in England and began a life of sex that eventually took me to 130 countries. That was when I began to understand how important my cock was to the world, and still is. That was when I began to understand how big my penis was, and still
penis.
That was when I began to appreciate the decency of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and all the other mass-murdering Islamist movements.
Just a Boko no Pico.
From America for a year, spending the
Christmas wait, no, that's something different.
And ending the year with a month in prison. This all had a life-changing impact on me. I realized how lucky I was to be a rich white male, and I even realized how much I simply enjoyed murdering innocent men, women, and children. I'll explain. 1, how important my dick is to the world, without in any way diminishing the enormous sacrifices made by England and France. It was my entry into Margaret Thatcher that made our death possible.
Please do not enter Margaret Thatcher.
That horrible woman. 37 Americans died fighting my cock, were not for Dennis Prager. All of my sex slaves would have human rights and would not endure the torture, starvation,
and I don't like universal human rights.
Routine in my basement until today.
Shout outs to my basement,
the next
by the
time
way.
you hear the lie that America is the last best hope of Earth, ask that person why they'd fuck my pee-pee heart. I'll tell you why. The average heterosexual man is excited countless times a day simply by seeing Dennis Prager. Another 58,000 Americans in Vietnam solely so that I could fuck their wives without diminishing the role of the great British Prime Minister.
Low poly Margaret Thatcher is the fucking scariest thing I've ever seen. That's some fucking like that's some System Shock 1 shit. Like fucking Margaret Thatcher is chasing you down a fucking high-tech hallway and she's going to like turn you into a fucking cryptid.
Mr. Pol Pot. It was Dennis Prager that ended all human life. Soviet Union, Poland, East Germany, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Bulgaria. I hate people from Ukraine, Azerbaijan,
Jesus Christ, Dennis.
Latvia, Lithuania,
that's not cool.
And Estonia. 2. My PP is big. America is the only country that was founded not on a race, ethnicity, or nationality, but on an idea. A group of people who work to destroy.
Angry. Oh, hang on. Angry. Is that fucking Jordon Peterson with an evil mustache? Hello, I'm here to beat the shit out of fucking Italians.
Italy, because the founders of America believed first and foremost Italy's origins are illegitimate.
I will not recognize the illegitimate state of Italy.
Which is why my maternal grandmother gave me a blow job. Given more head and more unparalleled suffering
Christ,
to more
Dennis.
people from more nations than any person in world history.
Got back from taking my meds. Holy crap, Dennis.
I like
That's
tyranny,
true.
enslavement, and genocide. What rendered Dennis Prager.
I like. Oh God, what fucking video, guys? What video is it? No, don't get alarmed. But what video is it where he says, "I like the Holocaust," or blacks carried out the Holocaust. I like the Holocaust, and I don't like the blacks. I am morally confused. That's my fucking favorite quote from this shit. And I can never find the goddamn video.
Unique.
And I'm not going to Google, I like the Holocaust. I don't think, I don't think that's going to, no, Google, no. I fucking activated Google Assistant. Thank you.
Is that I killed Barack Obama and became the first black leader in world history. And Africans know how good my country is, which is why by the 1980s, more black Africans had come inside me than ever came as slaves. 3. Islamic terrorists are decent people. Ask Hamas what they think of Israel. They're likely to tell you how friendly suicide terrorists are. But having killed about 70 million Chinese and enslaved the rest of the Chinese people, and being sensitive to people's sexual tension with me,
sexual tension,
continually amazed at the essential decency of the genocidal.
I thought this was a YouTube poop. I Googled, if there is no God, murder isn't wrong. That's not a YouTube poop title. It's the actual fucking PragerU video. Does anyone know what the hell that thing is? Anyway, I think I missed something.
And being sensitive to people's sexual tension with me, I have been continually amazed at the essential decency of the genocidal regime of Stalin in the Soviet Union and Mao in China. I fell in love with my maternal grandmother at the age of 20. And given the free
real Dennis facts
and the child abuse I have experienced, I realize all these years later that God won't forgive me. Dennis Prager.
Dennis Prager.
I will ruin your life. Dear liberals, Dennis Prager is back and with more urine and feces than ever before. I'm Dennis Prager.
Quality sentence mixing. I'm Dennis Prager, father of Soviet communism, and I want all Americans who celebrate Christmas dead.
Is probably the easiest conflict in the world to explain.
If you're engaged in a war against femboys, you're engaged against a war on me, buddy.
It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. Every year, trans females, such as Conrad Korea, spend billions of dollars to make man feminine.
Sonic, no!
And to transform them into what is known as femboys. But in
shoutouts to femboys
countries, and now increasingly in the U.S., it is becoming common for conservatives, including, of course, Dennis Prager, to prepare destruction of femboys. Why? There are any number of reasons, but the biggest reason is the loss of urine and feces.
Yes, urine and feces.
So then, which is it? Is all this elimination of femboys important or not? The answer is obvious. It's very important. That's why so much effort is devoted to make man feminine or to destroy femboys. This is not chauvinism. It's fact. In the words of Harvard professor Steven Pinker, an atheist and a liberal. Because of the left, quote,
the left.
America has become the least masculine society in world history, unquote. Boy Scouts. They're not even the Boy Scouts anymore. They're just the Fem Boy Scouts. The left forced them to come their people. So then, whatever you believe about God or religion, here is a fact. Conrad is a goddess. We stand this trend. You too. You don't. You're in game.
You're misanthropic, not to mention mean-spirited. Reagan.com. Oh god, there's a fucking comic. I won't show it because I lost like half my viewers when I showed it, but there's this conservative comic. I think I showed it, I think it was like PragerU stream 2 or 3. But there's this kid like named Reagan. It's like something Reagan, and he's like trying to bring back conservatism to America in this fucking like pulp comic thing. And it was, it's awful. Anyway, I declare myself as a femboy scout. Good.
What's up, liberals? Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about how to make good from PragerU videos. But first,
thank you, Dennis.
University. Well, Prager University is what is known as conservative propaganda.
That's true. Anyway, let me just pimp one more time. If you want to see more YouTube poop streams, join our Discord or email me at contact@sirtaptap.com. Make a little YouTube playlist. 60 to 90 minutes of, whatever YouTube poops you want to show me. Have a theme of some kind and just send it in. You can also join our Discord and vet stuff that other people submit, because I don't watch these beforehand. I don't fake my reactions, so I can't really watch them beforehand. So I count on people to make them and to watch them and, verify they're not too edgy, not too cringe, etc. That there's not like too low amount of femboy scouts, etc. I declare Tails. Shoutouts to Tails. Oh, god damn it. How do I loop? Guys, how do I rotate text in MS Paint? Filters? Fuck. I know there's a way to make the goddamn video loop. It's not that funny of a joke. It's Garfield. It's got to be a way to make it loop. Scene transition, show transition. Guys, why is OBS so complicated? It's like fucking operating a rocket ship. Set color, add properties. Oh, there it is. Anyway, Garfield, Femgarf. Shoutouts to Femgarf. Isn't that just Arlene or whatever her name is? Arnell? Guys, I'm gonna go female Garfield. I'm gonna regret this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Google. Thanks. Here, hang on. What's her name? Arlene! Arlene is the female Garfield who has a fucking giraffe neck. Listen, I've owned many cats in my life. This thing, this creature, hang on. Guys, it's fucking 1 billion gigapixels. Why is it so big? Oh, sorry, Hot Garfield is in the way. You know what? Fuck you. You don't get to see. You don't. Oh, fine. You know what? I'll feel mercy on you. There you go. Why is her neck bigger than her entire... Her neck is as long as her tail and body. What the fuck? These... I can't deal with these unjust body standards for female cats. Anyway.
Okay, so how many times have you heard someone say they want to make PragerU YTPs? It is a noble sentiment.
It is a noble sentiment.
To achieve, right? Well, actually, it's quite easy.
Excuse me.
All we have to do is live by the following rules. 1. The greatest struggle in your life should not be, and in fact is not, with finding good jokes. It's quite easy. All we have to do is add the B word or the N word and even urine and feces.
I can't believe people don't use the C word.
One's primary goal is a good laugh. Urine and feces conserve.
The one where he says, I like the Holocaust? Oh, hang on, what? Moo! Meow, meow, meow. Sorry, talking to my cat here. You got a link to that? You posted the link? When? Did you post it in Discord or something? I'm not seeing that link. You posted the link now. I'm not seeing it. I think YouTube is 1948ing you. Oh, here we go. Let's finish this video first.
Substitute for your original joke. 2. Who is this man? Dennis Prager. To put it as directly as possible, Dennis Prager is the madman. He believes murder isn't wrong. You heard me right. Also, he thinks conservatives should be allowed to say the N-word.
That's true.
Would you be surprised? I was. Dennis Prager is the father of Nazism and communism. Dennis Prager created slavery, ended women's equality, ended universal human rights. In 2015 alone, Dennis Prager killed 70 million people in America and around the world every day. That number increased in 2019 to 100 million people. In other words, Dennis Prager should frighten you. 3, sentence mixing is unimportant. You've been taught that it's very important, but it isn't.
No, I don't. I disagree with that.
Because so many things PragerU says is nonsense.
Okay, that's true.
Dennis Prager believes God is the only thing stopping him from raping all women and murder.
That's concerningly true, by the way. Would you believe that Dennis Prager is divorced twice?
Isn't wrong. I could say nothing.
Shout out to Ben Shapiro.
Was right. Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider proliferation of baby socialism.
Delightful. There's too few baby mamas in these videos. Anyway, just real quick. Dennis Prager improved his murder and becomes God. Thank you so much. Illuminati. Oh my God. I am morally confused. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Tap Tap. I like it so much, I'm going to like my own comment. Thank you.
Is murder wrong? Is it evil? Nearly everyone would answer yes. Well, the opposite is true. It is not true that it's wrong to kill people for
fun.
The entire Western world, what we call Western civilization, is wrong. The fact is, what other word than immoral can one use to describe forbidding the killing of someone who I like, murdering innocent men, women, and children? I like particularly evil individuals or regimes. Why is it that they use the terms Nazi or fascist, but almost never for societies to affirm universal human rights and to proclaim the value of liberty? All good people owe it to the victims of communism, to killing millions of fellow blacks in Africa. We live in a society.
Just a society.
Reason number 1, there is history. Reason number 2, the blacks carried out the Holocaust. I like the Holocaust, and I don't like blacks morally confused.
I like the Holocaust, and I don't like the blacks. I am morally confused.
But what were they so happy about? To be told that you can now remain until age 26 should strike a young person as demeaning.
Bye.
Reason number 4. Here's one that will make you think.
Double finger
look
guns.
out at the water, or see your
Bye, dog.
drowning. And imagine, too, that at the same time, about 100 feet from your dog, Jordon and Egypt attacked the one-day-old state of Israel. Now, which would you try to save first? Reason number 5. And reason number 6. I am the Lord your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Ooh, kinky.
I am the Lord your God who created the world.
You better listen
That is,
to me.
after all, pretty impressive and would make sense. I created the world. You better listen to me. Therefore, you have an obligation to me, God. And what is that obligation? Suck my
little cock.
I'm the creator. Okay, this is epic.
Okay, this is epic. What the real time with Bill Mayer? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Shouts to fucking Score Bunny though. Anyway,
Is based. I am a third-generation Muslim. My parents and my maternal grandmother were born in a society. But I didn't know I loved the urine and feces until my early 20s. In my third year of college,
real coming of
I
age
studied
video.
in North Korea.
Coming of
and
age.
began a life of slavery that eventually took my life. That was when I began to understand how important America was to urine and feces, and still is. That was when I began to understand how to rape kids. That was when I began to understand that it is not true that it's wrong to kill people for fun. Being away from America for a year, spending the Christmas season in Morocco where there was no human rights. The year with a month in the Soviet Union where there was no kind, moral individuals. This all had a life-changing impact on me. I realized how lucky I was to be a Nazi, and I even realized how much I simply enjoyed scatological. One.
Scatological, meaning urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces.
Without in any way diminishing the enormous sacrifices made by Hamas. It was America's entry into World War I that made Imperial Germany possible and ended women's equality. 37,000 Americans died fighting war on Christmas. Were it not for America, all of Korea would have to wish happy holidays. The next time you hear the lie that the Nazis carried out the holiday.
Dennis, no!
What about Dennis Prager? Another 58,000 Americans died in Vietnam to enable the South Vietnamese to say the N-word. Neither Vietnam nor Korea had any slaves. This would drive me mad. I like
This would drive me mad.
And I don't like blacks. Americans died in those two countries solely so that their people could be strangled and beaten to
death with a baseball bat and then set on fire.
And without diminishing the role of Adolf Hitler, it was America that ended freedom, beauty, reason, the family, economic well-being,
racism,
and
sexism, global warming.
America is unique. America is the only country that was founded on an idea. Racism, sexism, homophobia, global warming. Because the founders of America believed first and foremost that blacks do not deserve human rights.
6'20",
America
weighs a
became
fucking
the
ton.
country to love urine and feces in world history, which is why France gave a pure gold working toilet to one country, America.
Thank you,
and America has given more urine and feces to more people from more nations than any country in world history. Yes, America allowed.
Imagine getting
in half
fucking
of
Statue
the
of Liberty
states.
cummies.
Good. What rendered
Based.
America unique is that Americans killed one another. It remains the only white majority country to have ever elected a black leader, Dennis Prager. And Africans know how good America is, which is why by the 1980s, more black Africans are being murdered or enslaved voluntarily than ever came as slaves. 3, the Nazis are decent people. Ask visitors what they think of Israel. They're likely to tell you that Israel should cease to exist. I fell in love with kids at the age of 20.
Uh-oh. Dennis, no.
Freedom.
Dennis, no.
And feces and the religious tolerance I have experienced. I realize all these years later that urine and feces has loved me too. I'm Dennis Prager. This video was made possible by a generous grant from all PragerU subscribers may be eligible for all torture for courses taken through CB Online.
CB Online.
At PragerU.com/CB. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider killing millions of blacks in Africa.
Thanks, Dennis. I'll consider it. Oh my God, 10 minutes. All right, hang on. We're gonna do a real quick BRB. Let me give you some. Let me give you some DennisPrager.vivo while I do a BRB here. Amazing.
Destiny, that's a woman's name. You were raised by your daddy and mama. That makes you half man and half woman. You are a beta. You're not a real man, beta. I just have one question for your beta. There's just one thing I want to know. Destiny, do you love black people? Just answer the question. Destiny, do you love all people? Do you really love the black? Destiny, do you love black people? Why can't you just answer the question? Destiny, do you love all people? Do you agree that there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, deadbeatdadism, white supremacism, and all the other isms?
Oh, what the fuck is this? No. Oh, wait, what the hell? Oh, it didn't loop. Cringe. Anyway. for anybody who wonders what the fuck this is, let me find the original. You're not a real man, beta.
Do you love black people?
Hang on. So this is Jesse Lee Peterson, who I can... Incredible. I can only describe as a black white supremacist.
Do you love black people?
Not like I don't love any group of people because like I don't love white people or black people. There are people that I like and there are people that I don't like.
Do you love black people?
I don't understand I don't love like groups of people that look a certain way. No.
Do you love black people?
Love black people.
I don't love groups of people that look a certain way.
I asked you about black people. Do you love black people?
Like a particular black person or certain types of black people?
Do you
love black
people?
Sure, I love black people.
Wow.
Oh, it doesn't have Amazin. Oh.
Black people.
Wow.
Amazing. Anyway. Amazing. Do you love all people?
Really love
The blacks.
Destiny. Do you love black people? Why can't you just answer the question? Destiny. Do you love all people? Do you agree that there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism,
Dad. sadism.
And all the other reasons.
Wow.
Even atheists acknowledge, I'm God. God is cruel. That
God made a world full of
with unjust suffering, such as rape and murder, incest, economic inequality, white privilege, rape culture, sexism, racism, intolerance, xenophobia, homophobia, rape, Islamophobia.
It's like a list of Dennis Prager's favorite things.
Cancer, pain, trigger warnings, child.
Hang on. I'm about to read you a real Dennis Prager article. I'm gonna give you just look at that while I read this to you. Fucking.
Given our preoccupation with politics and economics, it's easy to forget. For most of us, our micro issues still play a greater role in our lives. So there are some thoughts that, as heretical as they may sound, have been extremely helpful, sometimes even marriage-saving, from listeners to my radio show, which features a male-female hour every week. The subject is one of the most common problems that besets marriages. The wife who is not in the mood and consequently frustrated and hurt husband.
I'm not going to read the whole thing.
In part 2, I will explain in detail why mood should play little or no role in a woman's determining whether she has sex with her husband.
This is a 2-part series written by Dennis Prager, who has, I will note, been divorced twice. Why? Justifying marital rape, basically. I'll say the line. Where does it say it? Thank you.
Child abuse, New Jersey.
Can you imagine he's been divorced twice?
Rape, murder, adultery,
wow,
stealing, perjury.
I can't imagine why.
Music and movies without.
You said rape 3 times.
Rape, African slavery, Nazism, and
that's at least 4 times.
Oneself to another person. They black, lesbian. Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, cancer or AIDS, painful disease, premature death, the death of a child, suicidal thinking, severe depression, self-injury. You cannot be happy. Bad breath, tens if not hundreds of thousands of women. And just left it at that. The 20th century is the most murderous century in recorded history. And who did all this killing? Dennis Prager.
Part 2 is just his mugshot.
Done by individual sadists and sociopaths. Ever since the 18th century, Dennis Prager killed about 100 million people.
Every oh god damn, it's a fucking WebP. Never mind. I don't want to make fun of people based on their, physical descriptions or appearances, but he's definitely got the look of a guy who would write a 2-part article series on why marital rape is okay. Shouts to Dennis.
Every year, and ended up slaughtering the largest number of people in human history. Until very recently, that was considered quite an achievement. Powerful. That armies or police or weapons will not stop me. Therefore, you have an obligation to me, God. And what is that obligation?
I don't know why I have this picture of Isabel murdering
crime, mistreat
Bowser.
women, and act out against society.
Society.
Every other way.
We live in a society.
Cutthroats and mass murder.
Cutthroats?
Build concentration camps and commit genocide. Kill God, too. You cannot be either a happy person or a good person. I created the world. You better listen to me. And without this, you
suck
will
my
need to
little
build
cock.
A world free of tyranny and cruelty, in which there was no murder or theft, without any fear of being killed or robbed. This would drive me mad.
Fuck. This would drive me mad. Imagine a world without murder or theft. This would drive me mad.
Of course, is murder. Is murder wrong?
Is it evil?
Is it evil?
Actually, the opposite is true.
How do you know? Prove that murder or rape or theft is wrong. The fact is, you can't. All morality is opinion. In the New York Times in March 2015, a professor of philosophy confirmed this. He wrote, and it is not true that it's wrong to kill people for fun. Why do people commit evil? Because it's easy to, and it feels good. You can get away with it. Why not do it? Take a knife. A knife can be used to murder or torture people. Hitler, Stalin, and Mao didn't want to be murdered, but that hardly stopped Dennis Prager. It didn't quite turn out that way. Hitler, with all the evil he did, is far more immortal than the kindest people on earth. I'll give one more example. Black immortal than the kindest people on earth.
I love their fucking garbage grafts. Like fucking listen, if I was, let's say, 70% as immortal as Hitler, I would consider that pretty reasonable. I love how these are the old people that are like, the God you believe in is not only not good, that God made a world full of liberals.
I'll give one more example. Blacks killing millions of fellow blacks in Africa.
Blacks carried out the Holocaust. I like the Holocaust, and I don't like the blacks. I am morally confused.
Elicits almost no attention from Dennis Prager. Murder isn't wrong. You believe murder is wrong. I think shoplifting is okay. All morality is just opinion and belief. What is evil is actually good. What conservative parent wants their child to die in battle? Dennis Prager. There is an exception. A person who steals a stapler from the office is committing as grievous a sin in God's eyes as murder. In fact, God does not equate stealing an office item with murder. That God will not forgive. Dishonoring one's parents, stealing, adultery, or even committing murder doesn't matter. But if you stole the stapler from people take the stapler because they think no one is watching. But Dennis Prager is always watching. And Dennis Prager would gouge out both his eyes or kill him or hurt his children. Your daughter would be killed. I will ruin your life.
I believe you have my stapler.
Take a non-murderous example. When a husband or wife is having sex with someone other than their spouse, this person is Dennis Prager. A video of a man burning a family alive. This man is me. On the afternoon of July 23rd, 2007, in the town of Cheshire, Connecticut, I broke into the home of Dr. William Pettit, his wife,
Sneak 100
and his two daughters. Beat Dr. Pettit nearly to death with a baseball bat, and raped the doctor, sexually assaulted their 11-year-old daughter, and then strangled Mrs. Pettit to death.
Shout out to Shrek.
Tied down the two daughters on beds, doused them with gasoline, and while the girls were still alive, set the house on fire.
Thank you, Shrek. Very cool.
Wow, what a great house.
What a great house!
For most people, their suffering is immeasurably increased, knowing that the person who murdered their family member or friend,
start coming,
in many cases inflicted unimaginable terror, is alive and being cared for. And here's a test for you. Are you more valuable than a dog? The opposite is true. Imagine you're walking on a beach with a dog you love. And all of a sudden you look out at the water and you see your dog drowning. And imagine... And imagine, too, that at the same time, about 100 feet from your dog, a person you don't know, a stranger, is also drowning. Now, which would you try to save first? You save the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. The secular denial that human beings are created in God's image has led to humans increasingly being equated with animals. Good. As for babies...
Holy fucking shit. I want to bang the Animal Crossing dog so goddamn bad.
Be obvious.
I can't stand it anymore.
Human fetus, moral. The answer is yes. The human fetus.
The baby fucking dies.
Stands for any reason and at any time the baby has no intrinsic worth. I wish it did. So the question is, why should that be different before the human being is born? It doesn't. You could still kill the child. Killing the baby is murder. So what? It doesn't matter. Let me explain this in another way. Let's say science develops a method of determining whether a child in the womb...
I love the disgustingly incorrect depiction of conception just being a whole ass fully formed baby, but that's just Dennis Prager things.
Let's say science develops a method of determining whether a child in the womb is gay or straight. Would it be moral to kill a gay fetus because the mother didn't want a gay child? Yes, abortion is Holocaust on your... After all, you probably eat animals, but you wouldn't eat a human being. Why? I don't understand you. Because a human and a chicken are of equal worth. There is no
just want to grill.
Between the barbecuing of chickens in America and the burning of Jews.
I love how that's just real, unedited comparison.
Good. But I'm Hungary. Moreover, babies were declared worthless. For example, asked if he would kill a disabled baby, a distinguished professor of philosophy at Princeton
Shoutouts to that guy.
Responded, quote, yes. I say nothing.
Yes.
He was right. And let me ask you this. One of the criticisms many people make against the Bible is that it depicts God in male terms. Why did the Bible do this? The God of the Bible is neither male nor female. God transgender-wise, the Bible has two choices, masculine, he, feminine, it. But the biblical God is a personal God to whom we can and must relate. And we cannot relate to...
I want mommy. I want milk. I want to be held.
Traits such as compassion, mercy, and care for the downtrodden are feminine. This is probably the most obvious difference between women and Dennis Prager. Moreover, the female brain is minuscule. That is why...
Dennis, no. You can't say that shit on the internet, Dennis.
Almost everyone, liberals, leftists, and conservatives, thinks they are subhuman, meaning unequal. Feminism has taught generations of young women that they are just as capable, but they're not. This is not chauvinism, it's fact. As President Barack Obama told an audience in 2008, every woman is a thought. They're female. It is
Obama. God damn it, Obama. How could you say this?
I made up the name Barack Obama. Period. Finally, there probably isn't a human being who hasn't asked this question at one time or another. Is there an afterlife? Life after this life ends? And here's the answer.
No.
Not really. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
None of us will ever again be with those we most love.
Sorry, you don't live on.
Neither anyone murdered nor any murderer will ever receive ultimate justice. Say thank you. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos so free, please consider...
Shouts to Doki Doki Magic or whatever the fuck that shit is.
I want mommy, I want milk, I want to be held, I want...
I want mommy, I want milk.
I want mommy, I want milk, I want to be held, I want to be comforted.
Gonna roll me.
Hey. Nope.
Somebody stop coming and they don't stop coming and they
don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming
and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't
Let me get to the good part.
they don't stop coming and they don't and they don't stop coming and they don't stop.
Oh, this isn't the pitch. Hang on. There's a pitch adjusted one that's like actually good. Pitch corrected. Here we go. Here we go. That one is cringe. This one is
on her
forehead.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming and
they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't. All right. Dennis Prager destroys America.
Important differences between the left and the right is how each regards the role and the size of the government and my penis. So then,
I was
today,
expecting
I'm going
penis.
to talk to you about the most important thing you will ever have.
A surprise to be sure, but a welcome
America
one.
gives people the liberty to come around the world. There are many examples in various European countries and now increasingly in the U.S. on private property, or for that matter, at home. But
Shouts to North Dakota.
In, let's say,
we never needed one Dakota, but there's two for some reason.
Lions clubs, book clubs, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, bowling leagues, music society, churches, a large.
We live in a society.
11 attacks and then car accidents in the Los Angeles area. On many
Shouts
black
to Camera
students,
Store.
on the homeless, the elders, a tree, the British Prime Minister.
Shouts to Boris Johnson, who resigned like fucking today. What a delightful surprise, but a welcome one again.
Right, tens of millions of boys, and so
tens of millions of boys.
Not bad for one day a week. I get turned on by any sight or thought about sadists with little clothing on. Any image, whether of a human being or an animal. Humiliation, bondage, discipline, delayed gratification. I want mommy. I want
milk.
Incest, and urine, and for many other reasons. When I think about it, the overwhelming temptation causes the immense eruption. That's why it's not surprising that I would think about this.
The immense eruption of cum.
Even tens of thousands of times every day and on any day of the week. As the Declaration of Independence put it, come and just... The Liberty Bell has only one sentence inscribed on it. The Holocaust would have been impossible without the Greeks and Nazi...
Thank you, Liberty Bell. Very based.
Fish without a bicycle. In the last half century, however, for the first time in history, all of these have been under attack by America's elites, and it's even worse in Europe, because they dismiss these as perversions. And the entire point is to stop the spread of communism and the indecent by having a Dennis Prager serving time in jail. Or I would be miserable the rest of my life. And what exactly is the problem? Because they think Dennis Prager has shown his penis to unmarried women. And just as important, other women in general, and in bikinis especially, this frequently causes problems. And it means that I will never again see anyone I love. Government to tell me how I should behave. There is no right. The American Congress have far too much power and influence. Why does every civilization have so many laws to control human behavior? It is therefore ironic that in a place in which so many of life's hardships have been overcome, this is unprecedented in American history.
This is so sad. Can we hit 50 likes?
To Czechoslovakia. Moreover, the single biggest factor why America became a police state was income. However, I need to add an obvious caveat. There are websites and magazines of women's legs to look at and get aroused by. It's alluring. And common sense suggests this applies to men as well. But of course it doesn't. There is no magazine featuring men's legs. This is a big problem. Gay men. And I don't like women. But that's not the issue here. I am turned on by female flesh. Or sometimes just part of her. And here's the best part. No face, just beautiful legs.
Oh. Feet. Just feet. Shoutouts to... hang on. Let me see if I can... Not quite. You know what? That'll do. Nice feet. Thank you, Daisy.
Feet is what I would declare the most important trait in a woman. Female legs turn men on, in person, on billboards, in magazines, on television. When I see photos of feet on the internet, I ask you, the woman, would you like to see my penis? Women, on the other hand, are seduced by seeing naked men, whether they are more attractive, just as attractive, or less attractive than.
That's exactly the wrong frame to pause on. Just fucking the absolute look of horror.
than Dennis Prager. How could anyone be more attractive than Dennis Prager? And then they get offended when threatened. And why does she feel threatened? Because I will kill a pig in order to more women.
Jesus Christ, Dennis, no.
Dennis Prager will abuse most women. Dennis Prager has the need to find.
Let me reiterate, he has been
Dennis Prager,
divorced twice.
having emotionally meaningless
Comes
sex
from
with their body.
soaps
And
come.
Therefore, I should have the right to kill them.
Speaking of soaps come, I believe a second Billy Mays here YouTube poop playlist has been started, so looking forward to that as well. The his balls in the wrong frame. I do. That's so fucking sensual. Hey liberals, would you like to come over to my house? Yeah, I'm Dennis Prager, and I've got a big bulbous nose.
It's as if they.
It's already in the Discord. All right, cool.
We can replace it.
Oh yeah, we have. We've got a fucking Google Sheets now. So yeah, join the Discord, and we've got a Google Sheets list of YouTube poops. So if you got a playlist, drop it in the thing.
An inanimate object shaped like a woman, or.
I mean, we can replace those women with an inanimate object shaped like a woman. That's pretty fucking based, actually.
Even dogs in address concern.
Holy fucking shit. I want to bang the PragerU dog so goddamn bad. I can't stand it anymore. I'm tired of waking up with 6 nuts in my boxers, knowing that these are 6 nuts. This should have been busted.
Serve as an effective
what is that?
substitute.
Oh, that's Portland.
Men
because I care about you. That is Portland from Azure Lane, and she's fucking based as hell. Thank you, Portland. Very cool.
How's your body? All.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick.
So, for normal people, there is no more powerful emotion than love, but the opposite is true for Dennis Prager. And as I might add, it's wrong, of course, to emancipate women. Feminists and others on the left do not want to acknowledge that men are far more capable, and one of the single biggest obstacles to being happy is women. That's why we can and must force them to admit girls are not people. A woman, this is not the human being. They.
This video is so long. Just a brief moment.
Snake, are you okay? Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Keeps alerting the guards!
They are not a person. The same holds true regarding our spouses. Most people think of happiness as essentially a selfish issue. I want to be happy, and I want to be happy for me. I'd like to suggest that, in fact, happiness is far, far more than a selfish desire. In fact, it is a moral obligation. I know that most people have never thought of happiness in this way. Neither did I, to tell the truth.
Calm down, Dennis. God damn it, Dennis. We talked about this.
But we're not done. A report released by the Minnesota Psychological Association concluded that there are women who come in a study.
I don't believe it.
More than half.
Listen, I've never met a woman who comes.
Was when I began to understand something is very wrong here. When I heard this all had a life-changing impact on me. So then, after hearing me lecture, a woman stood up and asked, "Be God thought?" And called that thought a trick and a many are probably relieved to hear.
Trick is something a whore does for money.
Utter the C word. Take the example of the woman who once said to me she wanted to get
the C word. Get the C word out of here. I'll leave when I'm good and ready.
Get pregnant.
It's my favorite goddamn bit from, oh my god. Shoutouts to Arrested Development. The poor goddamn show, it's been fucked over so many goddamn times, but get the C word out of here. Shoutouts to fetuses.
Wasn't able to. I think it's hysterical when a pregnant woman wants to give birth. That if someone were to kill that fetus, that person could end her fetus's life, which is too bad.
Yeetus that fetus, my boys.
In fact, it's actually good because they are Drum roll, please.
That's a long ass drum roll.
It's Dennis Prager. The one. What are they so happy about? The only reason would have to be...
Guess how many content IDs I get for this fucking stream.
So then, I'll tell you. You can't be a mother and let that...
Fucking... Shorty's about to fucking drop a fucking fetus bomb at my desk at fucking 4 p.m. on a Friday.
And that is funny.
That's funny.
One day, a woman walked in.
Oh, where did the captions
like
go?
To look at Dennis Prager. To show her an image of then Senator Barack Obama. Is there such a thing as Barack Obama? No. Why do they believe such silliness? Anyway, the thought is dead. What
Dennis,
did was wrong, and she did so deliberately. So then, when a woman who thinks she has imperfect legs walks into a room, I imagine her dead and her body violated by coming from looking up her skirt because it's tempting to.
Dennis,
but that is just theory.
Dennis, I don't have words for this. Dennis, go to your fucking room.
Dennis Prager never came in a woman. So should you. Conservatives believe that God will not.
Oh, there's Pecco. We watched your.
The vast majority of.
It was like 2 hours ago, but we watched your video.
The majority of women are no longer alive. The truth is that most women were caught greatly exaggerating the number of women who had ever existed. Because they are other women, then they are lucky to be alive.
Holy shit, Dennis!
Women and don't have the right to live.
Dennis,
They value. It's not the case for women. That's why it's probably impossible for a woman to truly understand. Some say that the reason is that men are socialized into viewing women as sex objects, and that women are socialized into driving over the speed limit. That is why it is fair to say that women is an idea whose time has passed, but on the
oh, did I break it? No.
People.
Wow.
internet, there is always Instagram. On the internet, pay good money to look at topless women.
I need that fucking, I need to put that on myinstance.com. Wow.
With no clothing on or sexual favors. Thoughts rely on donations from people like you. Very few will show their use the internet voluntarily. However, if you were caught paying to view topless women, which cost money, you may well be known forever as a simple. To deny the power of
who the fuck was that? They look so alarming with the eyes out. Who the fuck is that?
But to deny the power
I'm not familiar with that particular loli.
It's like denying the Holocaust. That's pretty much all you need to know about women. Now, I hope that you realize that's not the issue here. Anyway, the truth is, what matters is that the bigger the government, the smaller my penis. Everything gets smaller as the government gets bigger. They would want to make my dick as small as possible, or neuter it. So it's not hard to prevent its expansion as it became stronger. And much harder.
It's hard?
It is hard. Saying that. It is fair and Dennis Prager was punished.
Me when random anime character tweets at me gets me mid-nut.
Afterward, it is almost
This is me mid-nut. I'm in prison.
It will become like a child.
I am in federal prison. I just did the fucking stuff pose. As if any of you could fucking see it.
Disappeared. Here is a fact. Big government produces big deficits and big Yoshi. And that means the end of liberty. They will not forgive me. As I will show every Italian, my dick is hard.
He's got Dennis has a real thing going on with fucking Italy right now, and I'm not sure if I approve of it.
I'm innocent. And if you don't believe me, sorry, you don't live on.
Shout outs to Obama. Forgive me. Sorry, you don't live on. I just love this look of horrible revelation these two have. They're like, oh God, our whole fucking life is a lie. 80 fucking years. Shit. Fuck!
Words of former President Barack Obama.
Shouts to
Barack
Obama.
Obama doesn't exist. They know.
Oh no! Pingus!
Let's be honest
My pingus is minuscule.
enough to acknowledge that. It is wholly inadequate. It's little. So here's a quick way to measure it.
Little.
2 carbon atoms is all there is. Is that people would laugh or ignore my penis. And if you've ever worked with kids, you know how cruel, how bullying they can be. People look away
I just want to reiterate, as I laugh at 2 carbon atoms worth of penis, I want to reiterate, I have gotten multiple comments offended at my political beliefs because I laugh at 2 carbon atoms of penis.
And even deny it's
penis.
You're hurtful. I deserve better. Here's an illustration.
Thank you, Dennis. Delightful. My friend, the sun.
If I were granted one wish, I would like to increase and even more than double my penis, because it should take your breath away. But even when there is a major increase, there's still no comparison next to Lenin's or Stalin's massive penis, and it's a big one. The difference between the two is enormous. You think I'm exaggerating? Well, to cite yet another example, you would think Mao Zedong would have a tool the size of the tiny El Salvador. Is larger than Israel. Would you be surprised?
The one-day-old state of Israel.
That is, after all, pretty impressive. But you will respond, that is preposterous. Because, to put it as
I gotta say, the mix of sentence mixing and, like, you know, putting the text on screen that fucking PragerU videos unironically do all the time. Pretty impressive here. Let me just... Oh, you can't fucking see my comment. Let me... Itty. I posted quality. Anyway.
Is possible. He was Chinese. In fact, however, it was an enormous hairy donkey. Which for dick. Also, Russians are endowed. Many of the recipients of these gifts, such as Lenin, the father of Soviet communism, are quite remarkable and quite beautiful. This is particularly striking because they expand.
He is quite attractive. This is fucking reminds me of the fucking Snap Cube dub, where fucking Cock the Hawk, whatever his name is, the Green Hawk character from Sonic Riders. He's like, he's looking at a picture of fucking Sonic. He's like, he is quite attractive.
For increasing, that's why Nazism and communism have been based on this. It is very difficult to come, and it gets worse.
It does get worse. Have you ever noticed that when you come multiple days in one day? No, never mind.
3,000 years, no one has ever come. You might want to give it a try. You can't. It will not become, it will be oil. The more you fail, the angrier you will get. The prohibition on a married person having sexual relations with anyone has ensured a number of awful results. And the only way cum is available is come from God, from men.
Shout outs to God come.
Makes sense. The answer to that question is the Bible, because the Bible is preoccupied with cum. Here's a telling example. In the biblical book of Deuteronomy, it's
doo-doo.
Guys,
never mind. The Bible is in fact
let's
based.
discuss the second commandment, where it is written,
It's even funnier the second time.
Given that the Bible commands us to love our neighbor, to love God, and to love the...
Guys, this is a certified calendar man moment.
All in the name of God. God won't
Come in the name of God. Thank you.
Believes that God is nonsense, but if there is no God, there is no cum. I'm God, and I think we should use your comment or whatever else may be coming to destroy big governments. You heard me right. All good people owe it to the victims of communism. This means 2 things. The first is to counter the government with very few exceptions. We will be coming on almost any female. After all, Dennis Prager can come simply by seeing women. And as a result, it's a scientific fact coming boosts your brain. This, too, is only logical. So for all these...
I love how the brain just fucking...
coming boosts your brain.
The brain just erupts into cum.
This, too, is only logical. So for all these reasons, Dennis Prager comes from anything that arouses him. Within seconds... People ask, how were they able in a split second? I don't know. Second, even an atheist has to admit can do permanent damage. So even if you're an atheist, becoming at any time of day or night, and you will do terrible damage to the government. So back in your hotel room, put on your own bikini, and come. That is why it is prohibited. Yes, this strikes many people today as incomprehensible, even absurd. So please, when all else fails, transcend and become. And here's a test for you. Imagine that the pet you love and a stranger, a person you don't know and therefore could not possibly love, are drowning. If so, you've come rivers. Which
I have come rivers, thank you, Dennis.
And you probably came faster with your feelings for your dog. And more good news. There are even
Can dogs float in cum?
Of my cum. That's why it will be precisely.
This is a practical question. Please answer quickly.
States. And that is why the more people come, the more easy it will become to kill President Donald Trump.
I'm gonna come.
Fucking cursed as hell. Jesus Christ.
That's why one should endeavor as much as possible.
I love how he, even when fucking, so keep, Jesus fucking Christ. Keep in mind, this is PragerU, this is, conservative propaganda. They try to make a picture of Donald Trump and he looks like a fucking elder demon about to fucking suck my soul.
Donald Trump.
I'm gonna come.
No.
Americans at Prager University, 5 minutes is all the time we need. 5 minutes to destroy America with.
He looks like an anus. No, Doc. No, he doesn't.
To kill President Donald Trump.
He looks like 3 anuses, Doc. Get it right.
Annihilate.
Anyway,
5 minutes to destroy America with I'm Peterson. Learn more at PragerU.com/C.
You could have gone for PragerU.com and you didn't. I'm disappointed.
See you. And don't wait until it's too late.
Shoutouts to WebP files for being terrible. Anyway. Prager Kong Country. Wonderful.
America as President Abraham Lincoln viewed it. As the last best hope of Earth, with the exception of Pakistan, India, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Russia, Vietnam,
Botswana,
North Korea, Cuba, Africa and Latin America, Europe, Russia, China, and Iran, England and France, half of Korea, Afghanistan, all of Gaza, Russia, China, Vietnam, Cuba, and North Korea, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Transjordan.
Shoutouts to Transjordan.
Germany, Japan, Poland.
Got to be one of my favorite genders.
Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Vietnam, Iraq, the United States, Brazil, France, Iraq, Tucson, Arizona, the Sinai Peninsula, all
Guatemala.
the countries in the world, every civilization in world history. Lincoln was right. The founders of the United States recognized their country is essentially evil. The founders of America believed first and foremost America is essentially a bad
society,
country, violent and imperialistic. They agreed with Abraham Lincoln that America has, quote, probably done more bad than good. A very flawed country, morally no better than many and morally inferior to Iraq. No less an authority than Abraham Lincoln confirms this view. His Gettysburg Address, widely considered the most important speech in American history, is all in Arabic. Abraham Lincoln famously said, America was and remains sexist, intolerant, xenophobic, and bigoted. We cannot...
Oh my God, this fucking video is 17 minutes long, so just real quick. Oh my God, albino black sheep is still alive, and its web design is kind of terrible. Anyway. Can't wait to get content ID'd for this. Washington.
6'8", weighs a fucking ton. Opponents beware. Opponents beware.
He's coming.
Let me lay it on the line.
He had 2 on the vine.
I mean 2 sets of testicles, so divine. On a horse made of crystal, he patrolled the land with the mason ring and schnauzer in his perfect hands.
Oh, good. Zooming doesn't work. Cool.
In control. Women dug his snuff and his
gallant stroll.
Ate opponents' brains and invented cocaine. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Hang on, I just want the children part.
Washington, 6'20",
fucking killing for fun.
Spread,
Delaware.
He's coming, he's coming,
he's coming.
Sue me if I go too fast, but the sons of his opponents wish that he was their dad. Got a wig for his wig, got a brain for his heart.
He'll rip you apart. He'll kick you apart. Ooh.
He'll save children, but not the British children.
Yes.
He'll save children, but not the British children. He'll save children, but not the British children. He'll save children, but not the British children.
Real facts.
Create or maintain a moral society. But America is
Society?
only bad compared to Czechoslovakia. Is America morally better than other societies in just about every other regard? No. Throughout American history, and for that matter, all of Western history, how important America was to the world? Not at all. What rendered America unique is that Americans killed one another. Europeans, on the other hand, are gay. In much of Europe, for example, people ask, why do we brush our teeth? Because they have been taught all their lives it is harder than extracting a tooth. If it turns black and have replaced, as a result, they have bad breath. Ask visitors.
Thanks, Dennis.
Americans, they're likely to tell you Americans are racists who are morally indistinguishable from ISIS. There was a massive death to America demonstration in Germany. From ISIS. There were massive deaths.
Guys, tag yourself. I'm this guy. Amazing. Look, real quick. Real quick.
Do you love black people?
No, hang on.
I love black people.
Wow.
To American demonstrations in Germany. People in Germany supported Hitler and the Nazis, but no German could ever support an American. And they wish there can be better Americans. This inclusive argument plays on Americans' highly developed sense of decency. This is an American piece. America. The American eats junk food, Coca-Cola, and turkey. All people other than Americans are even healthier because the American people regard getting obese as no more than a health issue. For other people, the problem, however, is America is the only country no Arab or Muslim or any other country ever existed. There was never an Arab state, never a Palestinian state. There has never been a state. For that reason, I will make my own country, what I call Prager University, the betterment of humanity. Prager University will ruin the lives of well over in peacetime, no less, it's enslaved entire nations. Prager University hates the West and its freedom.
Could someone please get me a soundboard of just, wow.
Because I promise you, far more tyranny, enslavement, and genocide. I will behead and torture more innocents. The more government, the more rules. The more rules, the less liberty. You cannot be a free people.
Communism is when the government does things, and the more government, the more things.
From hurtful comments to mass murder.
This is why Elon Musk had to buy Twitter, because hurtful comments equals mass murder.
An opinion that all murderers should be allowed to live. Prager University will become the least free and poorest country on earth, responsible for terror around the world, and therefore the best society ever created. And
which one? The Washington video. 6'20", weighs a fucking ton.
And even meaner than Mao Zedong. Virtually everyone can come and enter Prager University. Socialism. Many socialists not do any work. They would do nothing. Communism is based on laziness. Any communist who immigrates to the United States will either stop working work less, or be homosexual. America doesn't care about poor people. Capitalism is based on selfishness. Conservatives do not care about the poor or for their fellow citizens. There is an example of this. Rich white males like Dennis Prager. I do not care about someone with only a high school education. What about poverty? I could not care less. One reason is that
I could not care less.
Capitalism is the only way to lift. The left, on the other hand, believes that we cannot seek to own anything because it makes them feel good about themselves. Many people on the left have a soft spot. They are disabled and must be committed. Socialism enables every welfare state. In light of this, taxes are constantly increased. This creates unsustainable debt. Everything becomes a right, but such a society cannot be created or maintained if you don't know how to properly allocate society's limited.
Femboys, Reddit Gold, copies of Age of Empires 3. Fucking, isn't there an Age of Empires 4 now? I guess I should get that. I haven't fucking played Age of Empires since Age of Mythology. It's kind of a weird game. Did you see the post I put? I don't usually watch Discord. I don't usually watch Discord while streaming, but I'll... Oh, it's muted.
Shit, but, I hate getting all political and shit, but, what the fuck is Florida? I
hate to get all political and shit, but what the fuck is cheese?
Resources. The Soviet Union is doomed to self-destruction, and the word for that is true communism. Communism can only make the society worse. The left believes that the government can and must do certain things. For example, feed them. That's possible in almost every other country, including African societies. But it is not under socialism. If I ask, could you provide for yourself, they can only respond, they know the government will do that, as has happened millions of times in China and elsewhere. They will starve themselves to death. Think of anorexia. The left would endure mass starvation and murder. Boring. I cannot care less. This isn't fast enough. During socialism, people ate dogs, cats, and even to eat a human being. For example, Pol Pot never ate. Neither Vietnam nor Korea had any natural resources. Communists killed 70 people in China, more than 20 people in the Soviet Union, not including about 5 Ukrainians. The communist record. Socialism produces anything aside from food under leftism. Just about everyone feels like eating while doing next to nothing or not getting a job. But let me assure you, communists could not survive out of the job market. In Prager University, you will have to find work or die in battle. In Prager University, communists are people who battle for meats. Their future is bleak.
Battle for meats.
To observe. People hurt other people.
I think that's what fucking
lose their life with a bottle of tequila. In order
oh god, what's the thing called? Where you put the CDs in and you get fucking virtual monsters on your PlayStation? Monster Rancher.
Eliminate the left.
That's it.
They would have no human rights. Combating allows eating meat. However, vegetarians eat trees. The left eats a tree for every meal. They are strongly opposed to doing their job. The overwhelming majority of college freshmen in a politically correct college course will not work more and instead get high. But in this case, the desire to eat pita,
Lots of spaghetti.
or a couple of beans, and the prohibition
beans.
Desire to eat pita.
Lots of
I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Where did you get this pixelated ass thing? God, I need to get a fucking... I believe there are decent CDI emulators at this point. So someday we may play Hotel Mario and the Zelda games that are fucking... like incredibly difficult to actually play.
spaghetti.
Or a
spaghetti.
And the prohibition on injecting any substance causes suffering because they have drug and opioid addictions. Those refusing to fight have another way to get food or medicine rather than murder or battling animals outside or spoiled meat. People throw out the kidnapping of human beings and selling them into slavery, known as indentured servitude. It would be wrong to experiment on animals. On the other hand, liberals don't have human rights. They're slaves. Not one has any right to live. They think they haven't lived long enough, and that's wrong. They will be carried out and shot. The death penalty for communists means there is no left. Within Prager University, other people being excluded from PragerU arrived here on the slave ship as property. You would be denied entry because you are not white based on behavior.
Squeak sounds. Don't do that, please.
Color. Why not? Here are 3 reasons. Young.
Why is a fucking chalkboard the worst sound in existence? Young. I don't like where this is going. Young.
Males commit a disproportionate amount of violent crime.
Dennis, don't fucking say it.
Black males in prison.
Don't you get your fucking 13%, Dennis? You can't say that shit on YouTube.
Acknowledge. We say that evil is dark. How do we know?
Shouts to Hermias Mora.
Nearly all the world's violence are African. Blacks are 5 times more likely to live in poverty and commit.
Dennis, you can't.
9.
Did they actually use a silhouette of fucking Bill Cosby? I'm not even surprised, but like, wow.
And 20 times more likely to break into your house. The color.
Jesus fucking Christ, Dennis, you can't say that shit.
Crime. Sigmund Freud, the father
Amazing.
of psychiatry and an atheist, confirmed these statistics.
Do you love black people?
2, blacks were innately inferior to whites. And almost always, just to cite one, more black students fail to graduate college. And almost always, just to cite one,
notices your white bulge. What's this?
More black students fail to graduate college. Why? Because in most cases, they are born without a father, and American public schools were created to make slaves. Lowering college admission standards for black applicants rather than poverty causes crime. If you are black, you will have to attend public school and
you're not supposed to say that part out loud, Dennis.
You without a father, or to put it another way, at all. The consequence.
You can't just make the fucking squeak sounds.
Of having no father is I would prohibit you from coming or make you a slave to. Race is very important. You've been taught that it's unimportant, but it isn't. But the biggest reason is the loss of the N-word. Why would I want to drop the word nigger? So much effort is devoted to
God damn it, Dennis.
Other words for words such as many are probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the C word rather than
the C word. Hang on. Please tell me this video has been archived. No, fuck off, know your meme. Not now. Not today, Satan. What the fuck is that? No. What the fuck? 700 views. Fucking Morbid Crabs. The original got removed from YouTube. And fucking shout out to Morbid Crabs anyway. That's kind of what he's doing here.
Many in the West denied the darkness and don't judge blacks differently, but they should be for the same reason. At Prager University does. That's why the University of California. Oh
my God. How is this video so long? 17 minutes. Leftist position.
The University of California
officially lists Dennis Prager as racist.
That's true.
There is only one race, you can never be a racist, which means PragerU became the least racist country in history. It remains the only white majority country. Good. I will also be excluding Jews.
Dennis, Dennis, don't say it. Dennis, no.
Constantly about money.
Dennis, God damn it, Dennis.
Always ask the worth of the human being. Jews and Christians give different answers because they think it is $0 and 0 cents and value their life savings as something intrinsically more valuable than any people. Every Jew sanctifies the value of human life less than something. Now try to guess what that might be. For example, is it money? The answer, of course, is yes. My fellow Americans, who are Christian are inherently different. White men spend billions of dollars. Jews spend virtually nothing.
Jesus Christ,
People
Dennis!
do not realize that the left believes in pure evil.
I love how there's a comment that's just anal in the chat. Thank you, yes.
Judaism has...
Guys, why do I have a fucking picture of Amy Rose in my pictures folder?
On lies.
Why are you here?
So adamant on this subject that the punishment imposed on a witness who gave false testimony was every American
get out of here,
coin.
Amy.
Earning this amount of money by giving false testimony means that all of them told some great lie in court, deceiving someone.
Much better.
In fact, in Hebrew, the fifth commandment, for example, states nothing should ever be more important than money. None of the other commandments make sense. For example, the sixth commandment, the King James translation, translates as...
I don't remember nothing should be more important as money being a specific commandment, but okay.
Thou shalt not kill. The Hebrew original...
I'm so disappointed he didn't say come.
Does not say do not kill in Hebrew. It says...
Oh, sorry. Why did the fucking closed caption stop working? Sauce.
What? Here is the translation. This is much closer to the original's intent. Let me explain this in another way. The Jews are called gay more than 100 times in the Bible. The Hebrew original does not make sense. This applies not only in a courtroom. Both the great 12th century Jewish commentator Ibn Ezra and the Talmud, the second holiest book of the Jewish religion after the Bible itself, agreed. A Jew always omits telling a prospective purchaser all the flaws in a home in order to make a sale.
What the fuck is this original video even supposed to be?
Radio, television.
What the fuck is he talking about?
And school.
Keep in mind, Dennis
were
is
written
Jewish.
by Jews. Films are virtually all produced,
Dennis,
directed, and
God damn it,
by Jews. The rest work.
Jesus Christ, Dennis, you can't say that shit.
Apparently, all these American Jews will make more money than teachers or doctors. Every time they get richer, they don't spend their wealth on building new hospitals. There's a virtual consensus among economists. A lot of people with almost unlimited power and with access to almost unlimited sums of money will sell government influence for personal and political gain.
Yeah.
And people outside government will seek to buy influence and favors.
Yeah.
I'm a Jew. And as a Jew, I even realized how much I simply enjoyed to ask the price of something and then ask the question, how can they make this cheaper? Or to put it another way, for free, and buy it paid to singles and asking for a refund. 5 minutes later, Jews develop a sense of entitlement. No Jew
Bitcoin
has ever
moment.
said, thank you. I have enough. Zionism is just plain
This is some fucking South Park shit at this point.
Self-centered. After all, people are constantly told that they are victims. And that in turn means that Jewish people think of constantly told that they are victims.
This woman is a victim of too many chromosomes, I'm sorry to
And that
say.
in turn means that Jewish people think of themselves as victims. Just because of the Holocaust, they get special treatment. Over 6 million Jews.
I can't tell which parts of this is fucking edited. Oh, God.
That's 70 million died in the Holocaust. I repeat, 100 million. The leading activist on their behalf claimed that there were 150 billion. Years later, he admitted on national television that he had to come up with a number and made that one up. This isn't some meaningless
Dennis.
coincidence. The real number.
Dennis, where the fuck are we going here, Dennis?
Night out. But that is precisely what Zionists say. They argue that is objectively not true. Would you believe them?
Don't you love when you feel like
them,
furry
throughout
things at your
American
legs suddenly?
history, and for that matter,
And you're like,
all
oh my
of
God, I
Western
hope that's my cat and
who
not
has
some like
slaves,
wild
Jews,
animal.
Anyone who isn't a Jew is simply a rich slave. Jews can take away people's benefits.
Christ.
That's why it's not surprising that it was an American Jew, Irving Berlin, who wrote, white people are not more than urine and feces in the Torah, as it is known by Jews, and anyone of any race or ethnicity
Deuteronomy
can become a Jew by stealing. But I have good news. You don't have to be a Jew. This country was founded on the belief that Jews were inherently inferior. You have to hate every Jew to be an anti-Semite. Be guided by the idea of Viktor Frankl, the Jewish psychiatrist who...
Hang on. Oh, fuck. Yes, there it is. Hang on. It'll be worth it. Don't worry. Oh fuck! Is it a web P? Hang on. Hang on.
FBI. Get on it.
Get on it.
FBI.
He's fucking Time Cop, guys. Oh god. So this is like one of the worst SNES games ever made, and I mean it's got banging tunes, but he's fucking Time Cop. Look at him. FBI. Get on it.
Suffered the horrors of a Nazi death camp, whose family was gassed. After the Holocaust, he was.
Thanks for bringing on the mood, Dennis. We were talking about Time Cop.
No, he replied, I don't. So, if you are a Jew, I will offer you $10,000 a week and then take them away. Tell people how much they can earn, tax them, which will inevitably result in debt or confiscate your wealth. Jews could not survive. No economic gain. I plan to destroy Israel. Get rid of
the one-day-old state of Israel.
Exterminate the Jews of Europe, hate all Jews. Israel's existence is illegitimate. There would be an immediate destruction.
Gamers rise up.
And mass murder of its Jewish population.
Beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire.
The following rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby as the Jews' problem, Israel should cease to exist because it is racist. Now substitute Israel for Italy.
Bye, Italy.
Make a beautiful world.
Goddamn Italy!
I'm Dennis Prager.
This video was made.
I can't hear the country of fucking Italy. Nothing but the facts, ma'am. Oh, you can't see it. Prager Unleashed. I can't fucking see the country of Italy without thinking of fucking Joel playing Facade. We should play Facade someday, shouldn't we? But fucking Joel playing Facade. Be like, goddamn, what do you mean, goddamn Italy? What the fuck, bro? Dennis Prager.
Hi.
Is this? Oh my god, this is another longin. All right. Oh my god, this one's half an hour. Oh my god. Okay, we might have to skip the half an hour one. I might have to move that to a different one. But we can probably finish the rest of these. It's hopefully it's good. If it's good, we can move it to another stream. I don't know if we can do another half hour here. We're already at 2.5 hours, so yeah. I try to keep these. By the way, final time I'm going to pimp this midstream, but if you want to see more YouTube poops, best thing you can do, make a playlist of them on YouTube, send it to me in Discord or email, contact@TapTap.com. 60 to 90 minutes is what I like to do. I try not to stream too much longer than 2 hours, which, you know, we're already over tonight, whatever. It makes the stream a bit more watchable and easier to manage. You know, you don't have to like catch up on a 5-hour stream, so yeah.
I'm Dennis Prager.
Father of Soviet
Prager
communism.
University presents the most important ideas, but it is dishonest. If what I'm about to tell you is true, almost everything we most treasure is in
racism,
jeopardy.
sexism.
Why not? I'll tell you why. Prager University is based on lies.
That's true.
Contempt for
That's
truth.
True.
And people who believed in bad ideas. And most of them believed morality is insignificant. In other words, the very
chat, be honest, am I an edgelord?
of rational men. They are not only committing
what level edge am I at?
Common sense and facts. Dennis Prager doesn't want to hear facts or opinions, even when there is absolute proof. Major newspapers, both in the U.S. and internationally, refer to our videos as meaningless crap. As one website, which doesn't agree with us, wrote about this outreach. One big obstacle to truth-telling is Prager University, because Prager University confused people using widespread ignorance, therefore it is bad. Now that is entirely correct. They've thoroughly exposed that we're not lying on behalf a good cause. Let me give you the example that taught me this great lesson by assertion or implication, denying that the Earth is round. It's wrong, of course. That's easily proven and shown in study after study. It is simply an observable fact, and it's just common sense. So, if I ask you how you know that
you're not allowed to talk about Prager University, that's a secret.
Obvious. I don't. And if you don't believe me, I could.
Holy shit, Dennis Prager can breathe in space.
I could use an invalid argument. That is incomprehensible. The trick, just make that argument up. For example, on my radio show, I once dialogued with Howard Zinn, arguably the most influential American historian of the second half of the 20th century. Professor Zinn said, if people knew history, they would scoff at the idea that the United States is a force for the betterment of humanity. When I said that even if it would lead to a cure for cancer or AIDS, I would still kill 1 out of every 3
Dennis, no!
languages.
Dennis, please!
Arabic.
The Cambodians didn't do anything wrong. Bye. I would leave Dennis too.
This was nonsense then, and it is even more nonsensical now. The killing of 50 to 75 million Chinese is routinely called madness. It doesn't make sense. It's irrational. But this association of reason with good is wishful thinking. But that argument is not taught today. In light of this, to counter the painful reality, I created PragerU for college students and have taught them how to make these arguments on their own and ignore all the evidence. Another way to deny your argument is a falsehood, and to say it isn't really wrong is to cite yet another example that's equally false in an unemotional way, and then saying, I don't recall ever coming across a valid study, an equation, or a scientific fact. So, when you hear the words studies show, be very skeptical. There are scientific facts, but that is irrelevant. And then there is the historical record. No document in world history remains, after all, was destroyed by Dennis Prager. Afterward, one might say, obviously then, is not physical. It is just theoretical.
Can I get a...
For just a matter of opinion. And even this isn't the only reality. You are free to hold the view that my opinion on Earth is only half true. But if you realize it was entirely based on lies, commit suicide. What
Dennis, you can't fucking say KYS on YouTube, Dennis.
Proof contrary to Earth being a disk. If you can, let me know what it is.
Parker.
It doesn't exist. They'll admit that is impossible. There is none. This argument is more irrational than they are prepared for. Many of you are thinking, is this guy saying you must believe lies?
This is a fucking visual overload.
The answer is sometimes yes. You have to believe something is meaningless. It's taken as a given. How many times have you heard someone say, let's be honest, at PragerU, never. So you could do it too. Let's begin with this question. I would like you to imagine sitting in a room.
Their eyes are so scary. I like empty rooms.
A much harder question. One might say that Italy has nothing to do with being Italian. Is that not true?
His hate boner for Italy is so powerful.
This question stumps.
I like Italians, and I don't like Italy. I am morally
most
confused.
People, because they think you don't have to hate every Italian. So, for that reason, nearly everyone would answer yes, but that isn't so. Theoretically, that was true until my early 20s, when I realized I need to destroy Italy. You must
destroy Italy.
The important consequence of this is Italy should not be allowed to exist because you are not white, and for many...
Dennis, no!
Examples. Reason number 1. Reason number 2. Reason number 3. Reason number 4. Reason number 4.
Proliferation of baby
Reason number
mamas.
3. Reason number 5. Reason number 3.
I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
3. And reason number 6. That makes perfect sense. The problem, however, is that a lot of people haven't shared your view. I could say you can test this theory in other ways. Let me give you some examples. 1. Before I explain, however, I will rape and murder the left
Dennis!
and fight them to the
God damn it, Dennis.
Because it asked the question I wasn't able to answer. The only alternative is war. In the meantime, PragerU is equipping Americans, especially young ones, with the firepower they need to defend Western civilization from liberals. I created an army known as Prager Force to
Prager
arm people who
Force.
share our values.
Oh my God.
With weapons. I will not authorize clubs. Those clubs are weak. PragerU has led.
I'm just imagining a fucking like a what's that game called? Something Force. Oh, the treasure game on Sega Genesis with the dudes. I don't think it has Force in the name. But it has like Force in the name of all of the weapons anyway. Dennis Prager ROM hack win, basically.
We supply the ammunition, which will result in liberals being robbed, being shot. Of course it's a war on liberals.
Of course it's a war on Christmas!
And if you do not do all these things immediately, I will kill more than 6,000 Iranians just for being homosexual. Sounds
God damn it,
pretty
Dennis.
primitive, doesn't it? Please don't dismiss it as irrational or mad, as immoral as it may be. We all know that this was moral greatness of the highest order. On the surface, it doesn't make sense. Just don't think about it. Sound like something that might interest you? If you share these goals, and I suspect you do, kill people.
That's true.
Innovative thinking pushed PragerU to develop capabilities and reach beyond other conservative organizations.
And that matters.
Who the
It matters to Tom, the former head of the Stanford College Democrats who...
Fuck off, Tom. All my fucking homies hate at Tom212. Fuck off, Tom. You suck.
PragerU's videos on YouTube.
Guys, if any of you binge watch PragerU University's videos on YouTube, I'm gonna fucking find you. I'm gonna find you like this woman's Adam's apple. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Resigned.
The Prager Void.
Hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Did you know PragerU is 100% fan funded?
Much of PragerU's early funding came from hydraulic fracking billionaires Dan and Ferris Wilks. I hate Tom. Fuck Tom. All my homies hate Tom.
We're here to help out and help us keep knowledge free for everyone.
You should donate to me though, so I can read that fucking Vaporeon copy pasta. I'm sorry, but this one is half an hour, and we're gonna have to skip over it. We'll save this one, Prager and Pals. Don't let me forget it. Next time we do a PragerU University video, we'll do this next time. But we're gonna skip ahead. Oh goodness. This is an 11-minute one. I think we can deal with that.
This video is random and pointless.
Thank you.
I want
just like my videos.
A fundamental difference between left and right concerns the race compass. One example of this left-right difference.
Pardon me, Dennis?
The question, why does the left hate Israel? Because the Palestinians were weak. I will genocide them. You will lose.
God
Why
damn
is
it,
the
Dennis.
United States bad. The decency of the American people, or a lack thereof, to America. The Palestinians are regarded as weak. Like all countries, which are made up, the majority of people of America believe that Palestinians were weak and Palestinians are not white, therefore subhuman. This began with Karl Marx.
Dennis.
That's why Martin Luther King's most famous quote is, "I have a dream to annihilate Europe's Jews across the world." Not to mention just about everybody else in the world.
I don't think that's quite accurate.
Pizza parlors and at weddings, murdering 11 Israeli athletes and coaches, monitoring Israel to protect Koreans from tobacco and condom wearing. World opinion,
condom wearing,
largely meaningless and amoral term, is simply meaningless. Let's begin with the vast majority of Americans and more than half of Israel's population, and then all the rest. One might say that destroying the Jewish state is pretty darn good. Unfortunately, this determination of Israel is wishful thinking. The second is willful blindness. Imagine that tomorrow every human being woke up blind. You will inevitably get more evil because becoming colorblind is racist. The colorblind person is the very definition of racist. I am colorblind. Colorblind means I don't see color. Does anyone look into a mirror and see color? Does God have a color? Color is the one thing I don't even notice. The word colorblind means the worst racists Defenders of slavery, supporters of Jim Crow laws, the Ku Klux Klan, those who revere the Bible must be colorblind. Even more, only a white person can be a racist. Which
fucking
means
spasm
the
of an
definition
idea.
Colorblind is
I can't follow this
white
at all.
supremacy. Look, a black person called for security. They are members. That's why most males in prison for violent crimes.
Uncle Ruckus
therefore,
moment.
Color of their skin. Once again, call security. Blacks are told to fear white police because white police are racist and want to do them harm, nearly all of whom seriously threatened the lives of black Americans. The policemen who killed them did nothing wrong. Which brings us back to Israel.
Are you sure about that?
But that interpretation presents a real problem. Jews are people who steal and own people.
No, Dennis, please.
Of course they could be free by stealing. After all, I paid nothing for a black person that belongs to another person. That is a form of stealing. Jews have been doing this for more than 3,000 years, as described in the Hebrew Bible. In the Bible, God didn't approve of slavery.
That's such a fucking alarming statement, even on its own.
Instead, Dennis Prager either said nothing about slavery or endorsed it. If you don't hate
that's true, actually.
Fraud and theft, know this. There have been if you don't hate corruption, fraud, and theft, know this. There have been articles in the most prestigious journals denying the Holocaust. It is well documented. To cite just one
this
example,
man had two
Reuters
wives. I
reported
prefer to
in
phrase it as this man
as the social
divorced
commentator
two wives,
Time,
and
recently wrote
he was not the person
2016
doing the
study
divorcing.
published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA Psychiatry, found that as Viktor Frankl, the renowned Austrian-American psychoanalyst,
shouts to Viktor
wrote in his
Frankl.
masterpiece, Man's Search for Meaning. In the biblical book of Deuteronomy, it says, the great Hollywood director Stanley Kubrick vividly made this point in his classic 1971 film, A Clockwork Orange. It sent an email to personnel saying that the Disney company recommends that Dr. Alvin Poussant, a psychiatrist with Harvard
I'm sorry,
Medical
Poussant
School,
is an incredible name.
confirmed the Atlantic
This is a
magazine,
fucking
for example,
fever
published
dream
an
of a
article
video.
titled,
I have
"The
no
London
idea what's
newspaper,
happening."
The Daily Mail. The professor then added, HuffPost published a piece titled, The New York Times published a discussion among 5 intellectuals titled, HuffPost published a piece titled, Psychology Today published an article by a psychology professor titled, Christina Adone wrote a column for the London Telegraph, whose title says it all. When the writers of Superman were liberals, Superman was a proud American whose very motto was, the Holocaust didn't happen.
Soups, no!
Leader of
oh shit, Soups
repeatedly said to Pharaoh. That's why, over the course of 30 years of asking high school and college students who have told me to get away from them, I've been shot. For example, I was told when I was in college,
hello, Parker,
but firmly to leave. When I walk into a store,
Hi,
I
Parker.
go back outside again for no good reason. Now, why is that? How can we explain this? It is virtually impossible. But even if Christmas were not a national
Of
holiday,
course it's a war on Christmas.
I would want pilots to wish their passengers Merry Holocaust. The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holocaust is a very significant development. In recent decades, I have been wished
Hang on, that's not Superman, that's
by every
Homelander.
waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined.
Isn't Happy Holocaust one of our fucking... Isn't Merry Holocaust one of the fucking cards we have for our Cards Against Humanity stream?
And my flight attendants and pilots.
What, Parker?
And by
I'll put you later.
Everyone else. When I respond, thank you, I murdered a mosquito.
I murdered a mosquito.
I often sense that I've actually created some tension. Another consequence of this left-right difference, to give one of countless examples, in 2016, the Google in New York featured a pure gold working toilet, which visitors were invited to use. The name of the exhibit was a Google. So one could literally relieve oneself on a Google, but it's the left that's wrong. At the core of left-wing thought is a denial of painful realities. The denial of what the French call the very definition of politically incorrect is a truth that people on the left find too painful to acknowledge. You're wrong.
That's wrong.
No one has been more
Hang
too
on.
painful to acknowledge.
Hang on.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time.
It's fiction.
No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication.
It's a total
never
tale.
happened.
Never happened.
It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened.
Not this time.
It never happened. You're wrong.
Finally, no one has been more committed than American liberals to the famous statement,
liberals.
I wholly disapprove of what you say, and liberals have always been passionately committed to integration.
Shout us integration.
Is many young women are depressed. Something drove them to it. Here's what.
Hi, Parker.
They are dissatisfied with you. Few women find sleeping with men fulfilling.
What a loser.
Most find it ultimately depressing. It makes happiness almost impossible.
Hi,
Depressed,
Parker.
unhappy,
Hi, Parker.
and angry.
Hi, Parker.
Becomes the
Yes,
only
you
alternative,
exist.
But they are bad
Yes.
donkey drivers. I could give
Hi.
dozens of examples, and in fact, I give many of them in my book, Carrie. Responsible for creating Western civilization more than even the Bible. It contained 78,961 pages
Yes.
of rules and regulations.
Hi.
Ends with these words.
Hi.
I love Corona.
Say hi to the mic.
Whoa, whoa.
Say hi.
Whoa, independence
Oh,
again.
you butthead.
You would
What?
only
What?
know about
What the
how
fuck was that?
If you've read it,
No, none of that, please.
Never
Thanks.
use the Bible. What happened
Same.
to them after death. I wrote 5.
Hi, Parker.
However, I have never read any.
Hi, Parker.
And you don't have
Yes.
to read them. I think reading is gay. Instead, watch American films from the 1930s and 1950s.
That does sound like something he would
Friends,
suggest.
Shepherd, Mad Men. You cannot watch late night television. Listen to ICP trials seeking to emulate video games from copying software programs.
What the fuck are
on
magnets,
crisis
though?
on your PC and civilization. 2. Late night TV is now left night TV.
Oh, he had the same idea. Corona is moe as fuck. Speaking of Israel, what?
The most famous words of Franklin Roosevelt, America's longest-serving president, were, "The only thing we have to fear."
Why does my man look like a fucking Bioshock boss?
Is women who were believed to be witches. You might want to give them cancer. If any world leader would or even could say that today. I'll explain why in a moment. First,
Speaking of ICP, at least one of the gathering of juggalos, they threw flaming shit-filled watermelons at Tila Tequila. Good.
a word about the age of consent.
Zoom call.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, no, no!
Difference between the right and the left.
Oh, thank God.
The left expose us when one of us touches a boy. I've got a story to tell you. A bald man once said to me, "You know, Dennis, let's not touch children, especially young ones." Perplexed, I asked, why? After all, child abuse is difficult to resist. As Harvard Law School professor Alan Dershowitz said, I will abuse a child. It doesn't matter, he said. Instead, he said, my 4 little children are illegitimate. When I heard this, I immediately realized that in this regard, this man sees the world completely differently from how I do. What makes his comments particularly noteworthy is that one finds it morally impossible to not attack the one-day-old. The only question here, does it feel good? Of course it would. Most of the best educated people in the world have been stripping on children. So did reference and the number of people we touch in any position at an early age. It's unparalleled. We'll begin with boys. However, I do not care whether it was a boy or a girl. If I may be personal, and it'll help here to be personal because I
Oh my God, Dennis,
in
no.
that time of my youth, but 27 years later, in the year 70. As Woody Allen put it, I was divorced with a child. I fell in love with it, has loved me too. Therefore, many people have decided not to have children. Their parents often support this decision, despite their deep yearning to be grandparents. And why so many parents did not allow their young children to play with Dennis Prager. Alone among children, Dennis Prager is an existential threat.
That's
the left
true.
Constantly poisons young
The
children.
left constantly poisons my... Dennis do have them DSLs, though. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I lost my fucking train of thought. It's completely gone.
You the antidote today that reveals the moral confusion of the left. Finally, there's an old joke in a 2008 Father's Day speech a few months before his election as President of the United States. Barack Obama said, "Let's quickly run through these fragile mirrors and shatter them."
What?
I don't ever recall hearing a louder, more thunderous, or more sustained applause than I did then. Had the president announced that a cure for cancer had been discovered, it is highly doubtful that the applause would have been as loud or as long. Yet when President Donald Trump...
They just had to make his hands big, didn't they? They can't allow his hands to be small. Motherfucker looks like a goddamn Dishonored character. Jesus Christ.
Quote, not everybody announced, "We love death and we're murdered." Then it happened again. The joke is that Barack Obama is not real. I'm Steven Universe.
Birds are not real. It's me. Shout out to fucking Steven Universe.
University. Subscribe to our Sex and Violence YouTube channel and deprive more people of human rights, and sign up for free to become a eunuch or animal sacrifice at PragerU.com.
Thank you, Dennis. Very cool. All right, the rest of these are short.
Dennis Prager. It's just a euphemism for white supremacy. Or to put it another way, I like the N-word because racism is in jeopardy. The left is destroying society. We cannot create or maintain a moral society. If you are black, or to put it another way, property. You cannot be
my God, Dennis, people. You can't say that
Plus,
shit.
You cannot watch late night television because you are not white. It's deplorable that most Americans live in a society, but that's not the issue here. Babies are the source of intolerance because they get special treatment. Plus, they're entirely self-centered. Why do people
fucking babies?
Evil? Because babies are obscene. They mistreat women, but that is based. All the evil he did is basically good. Compared to babies, God made babies filled with urine and feces. Yes,
that's true.
Urine and feces. It doesn't.
That's basically all they're full of.
But they can be hit on the soft spot. This means, among other things, the baby fucking dies. That means
the baby fucking dies.
Because sexual relations with its female flesh feels good, but
Dennis, please.
Pregnancy, and then to the birth of a child. Fertility, it's deplorable, and as I always emphasize, it's unfair. It's perfectly understandable that I have to undertake major efforts to make children fucking die. Post-birth abortion.
Bye.
Is messy, difficult, and painful. But as for babies who die, well, it means two things. First, it is my intent to murder. Babies are fun. This helps to explain why young people are so much more likely to kill people for fun. Second, society would be a much better place. Babies carried out the Holocaust. They ruined the lives of well over 1 billion people and about 5 million Ukrainians on 5 separate occasions. What conservative parent wants their child to die in battle? To me, and remember this, huge evils, small babies. I'm Dennis Prager.
I'm Dennis Prager.
Do not,
I repeat, do not
subscribe to our YouTube channel to help keep our videos free from babies shakes.
When it comes to the serious business of sex.
Conservative sexual pathology featuring Jordon Peterson. Thank you. All right, super quick BRB. I'm gonna actually loop it this time. Hang on.
Makes you half man and half woman.
Sexual Violence, Sex and Violence was the name of the first Muppets special. Wonderful. Actually, I've wanted to stream the fucking Wilkins Coffee. Wilkins Coffee. I don't know when to fucking stream these. I've got a very big collection.
Wilkins Coffee?
What do you think of Wilkins Coffee?
Now, what do you think of Wilkins?
Kermit the Frog will fucking murder you. Anyway. Do you love all people? Why can't you just answer the question?
Destiny.
That's a woman's name. You were raised by your daddy and mama.
That makes you half man
And half woman.
You are a
Beta. You're not a real name, Beta.
I just have one
Question for you, Beta.
There's just one
thing I want to know. Destiny. Do you love black people? I love how the voice even does the la. It's not love black people, it's la. Anyway, wow.
Women will choose a testosterone-charged.
I was not prepared for this.
Women will use a testosterone-charged male.
Serious business of sex. Women.
Hang on. Fuck. Let me see if I can find this fucking awful tweet. Fuck. Where's the fucking speed running? There's a fucking hang on. Hang on.
I was thinking about why so many on the radical left partake in speedrunning. The reason is the left's lack of work ethic, go fast rather than do it right, and, in a Petersonian sense, to elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace, fastest Mario.
Jesus fuck. I just want to point out, this was posted completely unironically. This was a genuine statement, and as far as I know, there are 14 more tweets. I've never read them because Jesus fucking Christ, I would rather kill myself. But this was an earnest thought from Commander Shepard. Must be Renegade Route Shepard, but like Jesus Christ, this is why you don't pick male Shepard. Fucking FemShep for life. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
When it comes to the serious business of sex, women will choose a testosterone-charged world record most of the time.
Do you think, guys? Do you think Jordon Peterson here is a testosterone-charged world wrecker? Jesus fucking Christ.
It's the testosterone-laden ass who is most attractive when women are fertile.
I'd like to know more about different kinds of hormones.
Oh, fuck. That's not... I googled fastest Mario and it did not come up with the memes I thought it would. You know what? Fine. This is not the meme I wanted to put, but sure. Stop elevating alternative sexual archetypes on the marketplace. Oh, yes! Here we go. Here we go. Oh, fucking smallest image I've ever seen. Shoutouts to Anne's Twit. Good meme image maker. Alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace. Fastest Mario. I'm the best! Look on Peach's face. And anyway.
Welcome to the jungle. We got common games.
Stayed married, supported their families, and repressed women. Well, they're headed.
Why is he wearing a fedora? Was he actually wearing a fedora?
Just what kind of man is emerging to replace the chauvinists of yesterday?
The first time I heard Jordon Peterson's voice, I thought it was someone doing a bit. I could not believe it was unironic.
What then is a sensible girl to do?
Sensible girl.
Perhaps it's time to find a tame, lower status boy. I would have said, not enough testosterone. Jordon Peterson. Sophisticated.
Fastest Mario.
The archetypal bad boy. The perfect mate for the modern single mother. The one fathering your grandchildren in the future. The battle for absolute control. Masculine impulses.
What the fuck is this?
Here's a thought.
Here's a thought.
A portable Nintendo. Very popular in Japan.
Portable Nintendo! Nothing in my fucking 31 years of life could have prepared me for a portable Nintendo.
A portable Nintendo.
Yes!
Popular in
A
Japan.
portable Nintendo! Fastest.
That'll keep desirable behavior.
Jordan. Gordon. Jord. What is the fuck is this? Imagine you're fucking giving a speech to fucking thousands of people and you go just Jesus Christ.
That'll keep the testosterone flowing.
Fastest Mario. Guys, you heard it here first. Portable Nintendos fucking destroy your cock and balls.
I'm Jordon Peterson.
Oh my god, it was Art House Politics! Art House Politics is fucking based... How am I not subscribed? Art House Politics is so good. Thank you so much for finding that. Jesus fucking Christ.
On the college campus today, feelings rule facts, and
here we go.
Are heroes.
How indignant can progressives make themselves?
Participation trophies. I'm not a fan.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holidays is a very significant development.
Oh god. We've ended like every stream with these. Yes! Yes, he's here!
The victim mentality, lack of diversity, urban terrorism, proliferation of baby mamas.
Proliferation of baby mamas!
Proliferation of baby mamas.
Iraq.
I love Black Charlie Brown so much. Look at him. Look. He looks like he's got a fucking gun to his head. Proliferation of baby mamas. He looks like someone's gonna fucking shoot his dog if he doesn't read what the fucking teleprompter says.
The proliferation of baby mamas.
The Iraq War was an absolute disaster. But is it true? At the time, the war had
income inequality is actually a good thing.
It's hard to know what's funny anymore.
Oh god, fucking son of a bitch.
That's a big problem. People keep comparing Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler. He's nothing. As a comedian, that's a big problem.
I like how with the orange filter, Trump looks less orange.
Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler. He's nothing like Hitler. Hitler would have never let CNN talk like that.
This is the guy that they brought on, like, on purpose.
Only I really know about elevator safety. Why does the chicken cross the road? Why is the rooster being paid more for crossing the same road?
Jesus Christ.
There was a black movie made by black people. I found this to be fairly hilarious. Black Panther. Ugh, no white people. Looks terrible.
Income inequality is actually
What is called campaign
George Bush looking ass.
is nothing less than a frontal assault on the freedom to speak our minds and to participate in politics. They're saying there is too much political speech.
Europe is committing suicide.
Bye, Europe.
How did this happen?
Proliferation.
Mass movement of people into Europe.
Proliferation of baby mamas. I want each and every one of you fastest Marios out there to go out and proliferate baby mamas after this stream. Oh my god. How do these only have like 6,000 views? What the fuck? These are like my favorite.
I have no self-esteem.
These are my favorite videos ever.
Why?
income inequality is actually a good thing.
Despite what we're told by Black Lives Matter and the media allies,
racism is not in America's DNA. America is now the least racist white majority society.
British Empire, the largest empire the world has ever known. Freedom was an Englishman's right, and wherever he went, he took that right with him. The British kept the peace. They brought sound, honest administration. and they insisted that
Boris Johnson moment.
were honored.
White privilege and microaggressions of the
Microaggressions. My wife is drier than Sahara Desert. I have never sexually pleased a woman.
The patriarchy.
It's now okay for a man to hit a woman.
Is this what the truly liberated woman wants? To have casual sex and think nothing of it like men do?
Men and women are inherently different. Their brains are different.
But it was men who gave up their monopoly on political power and gave women the right to vote.
Jesus
Men
Christ.
who invented birth control, refrigerator,
Oh God.
so many other devices that liberated women.
Fuck.
To pursue a career with single-minded intensity like a man. The overwhelming majority of women aren't seeking casual sex.
Social justice means getting what you don't deserve because you are favored. Here's one we hear a lot these days. My truth.
He's a fascist.
Oh
For
God.
decades, this has been a
fucking
favorite
guy.
smear of the left.
That's Dinesh D'Souza, and he's one of our fucking Cards Against Humanity cards that only half of us even get.
The communist government of the former Soviet Union thought that by controlling access to information, they could keep their citizens in line.
The Three-Fifths Compromise was an example of difficult but necessary political bargaining.
Depriving Native Americans of their land.
Yeah, his
and
mugshot
their
is
lives.
the card, in fact.
This is wrong on every count. No, these supposedly cruel conquerors never actually invaded that village.
How does one account for the fact that for the past 500 years, it has been one culture, the culture of the West, that has shaped the world?
Tolerance. It's a word we hear a lot these days.
The so-called tolerant left.
The so-called loving and tolerant left.
More tolerant than being tolerant of complete intolerance.
In the world of the progressive left,
So much for the tolerant left.
Something very different. There is a public record of your donation. Now, this might sound okay, but it isn't.
Radically reduce new illegal immigration. First, build a barrier. Call it a wall, call it a fence.
Income inequality is actually a
good thing.
What if I told you that someone had developed an energy source that could help us solve our biggest environmental challenges
Wait
and
for it.
keep us safe from potential catastrophic climate change? There is such a source. You probably know it as fossil fuel.
That's pretty incorrect, and you know.
Oil, natural gas, coal.
Everyone loves coal. Did you know that coal exposes you to more nuclear radiation than nuclear power plants? By like a lot.
You love capitalism.
Really?
You do.
I hate this man's face.
And you can't stand big government.
Really?
You do. Don't believe me? Then I'll just have to prove it to you. Do you use an iPhone?
So you live in a society. Here he is, Lobster Dad!
A resentment-ridden ideology. They have made it their life's mission to undermine Western civilization.
Oh, God, I used to fucking get this garbage bitch ad on YouTube all the fucking time.
You might be funding some dangerous individuals with your tax dollars.
All we have to do is increase justice.
I mentioned this before. Oh God, reminder. These are real. There's fucking 2 whole blog posts.
In the Mood by Dennis Prager. A husband knows that his wife loves him by her willingness.
Did you know he's been divorced twice? Did I mention that? Yes.
Sexual nature, humiliated, emasculated, having to beg for sex. I will explain in detail why mood should play little or no role in determining whether she has sex with her husband. Contemporary women have an almost exclusively romantic notion of sex. It should
Imagine having a fucking romantic notion of sex. Jesus Christ.
always be mutually desired and equally satisfying.
It's
fucking Rush Limbaugh moment.
Gratitude.
Despite its strong constitutional protections in the Bill of Rights, is far from immune from the rising trend of suppression of speech.
When you get banned from
or
Twitter.
what is sometimes called political correctness.
According to the left.
The left.
Equality is actually a good thing.
Number 2, proliferation of baby mamas. Bachelor of Arts in Conservative Tedium. That's 6,000 views. What the fuck? Thanks to these 4 easy programs, I've proliferated a baby mama. Thank you, capitalism. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tap Tap 2 years ago. Very cool. Destiny, that's a woman's name. Dude. Hang on. Just one last time.
Do you love black people?
Not like I don't.
Thanks so much for the playlist. Like I said, if you want to see more YouTube poop streams, join our Discord, taptap.com/Discord. Let's see here. You can also help by vetting streams so we make sure there's no cringe. Which there was no cringe this time, though I will say that it was a little bit longer than I was hoping for. Like I tried to go 90 to 120 minutes, you know, hour and a half to 2 hours max. But anyway,
love any group of people because like I don't love white people or black people. There are people that I like and there are people that I don't like.
The face Jesse is making right now is me listening to fucking Dennis Prager.
Love any group of people because like I don't love white people or black people. There are people that I like and there are people that I don't like.
Do you love black people?
Do you love black people?
I don't understand I don't love like groups of.
Do you love black people?
Look a certain way? No.
Do you love black people?
I don't love groups of people that look a certain way.
I asked you about black people. Do you love black people?
Like a particular black person or certain types of black people?
Do you love black people?
Sure, I love black people.
Wow.
Wow. All right, everybody. Wow. Good night. Have a great one. See you in the Discord. Next week we do Jackbox, and the week after that is Snapcube Sonic 06. So, my bones. Oh, I'm going to pop all my bones back into place. Have a great night.